Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. This one's very different today. We're going to be doing our hobbies tonight, which I'm really looking forward to. So, you guys can clearly see this looks like a very different setup to our normal one. We're going to be doing our hobbies tonight. So, clearly, we've got two different hobbies going on at the same time. Bit of a Subway Surfer
Yes.
simulator. Um, so, we'll just, obviously, I'm into Warhammer and Cooper's into Gundam. Kind of the same
Yes.
thing, model kits, things like that.
Very similar
Um, Very
in
similar, but
terms
we
of,
thought
yeah.
this would be a fun one to kind of share our progressions and maybe show some tips and tricks for people getting into it, but also open to advice to people that have been doing this for a lot longer than we have. Um, I'll go through what I'm going to be building tonight, or building painting, and then Cooper can take over with his unboxing. Um,
I'll just do it
so
in the
tonight,
background while you're going on. It was a
um,
bit boring.
so tonight I've got like kind of three things going at once. I will be basing this guy. As you can see, I've already put some technical paint on him already. So we're going to be putting some things on, like these bushes here, little bushes here, and then we got some cool little foam rocks that I brought all from just my local hobby shop, card trading shop, things like that. Um, we'll be using technical paints on this cowgirl model that I've painted a while ago. Don't really do bases, but I thought a good one to do would be cowgirl. Kind of makes it all pop out a little bit more. And then if we get time, I'll be continue painting my second Death Guard bodyguard, Death Guard bodyguard. To show quickly the set that I'm doing. These guys here, Death Shroud bodyguard. Obviously done one of them, onto the second one. So I'm going to get up to basing, and then I'll let Cooper go through what he's building tonight.
Yeah. So today I've got the real grade RX 782 first edition from 2010. This is the bad version. This is not the good one, unfortunately. But I thought it would be a fun build still. I don't think people, they say what makes this kit bad or like not as good as the new ones is that over time they say it gets very loose and just kind of not falls apart, but is very flimsy and doesn't hold its poses. They say it's good to put in a standing pose and then leave it there forever and never touch it again, which is fine. Like that's probably what I was going to do anyway. And I probably will end up getting the second version. But I'm not going to panel line this guy. Probably won't even put on all the decals. I'll just be a very chill build. I'm not going to take it very seriously. I just finished. If I can, oh my God, can I get him? Right off. No, no, no. Right here. Let me pick you up. Show the camera. It's not, the white balance is crazy.
Ooh,
But that is the
that looks
that is
very
the
cool there.
master grade new Gundam car, which took about 13 hours, I think. And
Damn,
I didn't
13
even,
hours.
yeah, I did not even put on all the stickers. I always tell myself like I'll put the stickers on when I have time, but I know I'll never do it. I just get too bored. I mean, maybe I will at some point, but
I get like that with my transfer sheets for these
oh
models.
yeah. Do they
I
have
used to
dry
put like
transfer or they?
they're all wet transfers.
Oh,
So
okay,
you
yeah.
gotta
I don't
so I
mind the
can
wet ones. How do you do yours?
so I just get like a lid, like sandwich container lids,
Yeah.
tiny bit of water, and then obviously let soak whatever iconography that I want in there. It's like
How long do
ultramarines,
you soak for?
a couple of seconds,
Yeah.
because they're so small. Like
Yeah. Yours are probably
some
so
of the,
much smaller than these ones too.
even some of them, like the second I put it in, it comes off into
Yeah.
the
Oh
water.
wow. Yeah.
So
Sometimes I'll leave it. Do you use hot water or just regular?
just regular water. I didn't. Are you supposed to be using a certain temperature of water or?
They say slightly warm, like lukewarm.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know. It always goes cold anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
I know.
The legs at first, that's interesting. Usually, well, this is the first real grade that, as well. So that's why this is the first real grade ever made. So that's why it's like it's got some problems. I mean, it came out in 2010, so it's came out 15 years ago, and they've improved a lot since then. But if you
Um,
look at the instructions,
I will say, you can't even see it, but I will say with one of just sticking on these rock pieces now, put on one of the bushes and one of the rocks on now. I just thought what I might do is create a bit of aesthetic is tear them up because these are just foam. These are just straight up like
what is that?
foam. The little rocks.
Oh, okay.
These rock
For the
pieces.
base, yeah. Because is that what you bought
Yeah,
today?
yeah. So they're
Oh,
just straight up foam, so you can just kind of tear them off and
yeah.
spread around. So that's kind of what I'm
What
doing
have you done
here.
so far? Let's have a look. Bring it up to the cam. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
So
very
I
cool.
just stuck on that little bush, and then I've
Yeah. Or
split
just
some of
doing
the rock.
just doing a little bit adds so much.
Yeah, it really, and depending on like the
Oh,
like the rocks and obviously the color of the base, I think also pops out a lot of the color on the miniature.
yeah.
Um, I think this guy like the brighter colors like your reds and purples and golds pop out a little bit more against like a green.
Yeah.
Um, Problem is I'm using Gorilla Glue, which is obviously ultra sticky,
Hmm.
so I don't want to get any of it on my fingers. It's not the end of the world, but it just helps if I don't.
Yeah.
So I got pliers here I should be using, but
Well,
don't have any
I always find
patience.
it kind of feels like homework a little bit when I'm making these because obviously the arms and legs you need to make two of them,
Yeah,
and I always go like I never know if I should do both at the same time or if I should do one and then I feel like I prefer doing one leg at a time, so then I have like a finished leg at the end. I don't know.
so
Maybe that's stupid.
we'll get into some questions for each other again. I think I'll start with Cooper. Is why Gundam? You know, out of all
I
the
honestly
hobbies and
I don't know. Like it started. We were at our local game store, good game in the city. That's where we play. We used to play Magic there, and I saw one. I don't even know why. Like it was only, I guess, because I always walk past it, and obviously, like, what guy doesn't like cool robots? Everyone likes robots. Every guy
yeah,
does. And I saw it, and I always just knew that it was so expensive, which is true. It is, but they had some that were like $15. And I saw it and I was like, oh my God, it's so cheap. And I bought that and I bought like a really cheap pair of nippers. They were like $5. And I went home and um I built it for the first time and it was um I've got it right here. There's this guy.
oh nice, yeah,
He was my first one ever. And I just thought it was so cool having a cool little robot guy on my table. And he was super posable and he looked really good. And then I was like, I need to go buy more. And I went to Big W because they had some there from the Netflix movie. And I built those, and those were a lot more difficult than I thought they would be. But I enjoyed it. But I don't know. Maybe it's just because that's what I started building. But
you've
I
obviously
don't
built
know.
a lot of Lego in the past as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've got like some Lego castles. I've got Daily Bugle. I'm gonna pick up the Oscorp set when it comes out. And
Oh
Peter's
yeah, I did
apartment.
see
Oh, it
that.
looks so good. Looks so good. But yeah, it's basically Lego for adults, like in a way. Even though adults can build Lego, and Lego is Lego for adults. I feel like this is so much more complex and rewarding.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Oh,
Okay, this is the part where I have to get the translator out because sometimes you just don't know what the hell you're doing. Like, what is that piece?
the One Piece.
Why
I'll
don't you
say
tell us about how
I love it.
your
I
Warhammer
was
sold?
just, I was gonna say I will get into that, but I love it when you're holding a tiny piece and it flicks and it just disappears into the oblivion.
Oh, it says remove. Yeah. Oh my God, dude, the amount of time I spent looking for the smallest piece because it would just drop and then fly. And you know, like you probably don't get this much when you're doing Warhammer because it's not that much cutting out stuff as it is painting.
Yeah,
But um, obviously Gundam is more cutting out than it is painting.
of course. Yeah.
Ow, oh crap! I stabbed myself. Whoop. Um, you'll cut a piece and then it will go flying and it'll be the smallest piece, and then you'll look on the floor and that's where all your little nubs are from when you've cut stuff. I have
Oh
so
my
many
god,
on
so
my
it gets
floor, and it just gets
yeah.
cut buried in this mess, and it's just impossible to find, bro. I spent like half an hour looking for pieces sometimes.
I know it's an endless supply of nubs.
Yeah,
I ended up finding that piece. It's wedged between his leg, but I think it creates a bit of an aesthetic there. Um, but yeah, Warhammer. I think Warhammer. I think every guy's into Warhammer in one way or
I mean we played the
some.
game together, and I
Yeah, we
really
played through
enjoyed
his
that.
face. I think it's kind of like what you said with Gundam about big mech suit. Because like, what guy doesn't love a big suit of armor? You know what
Everyone
I mean?
loves some type of armor.
Yeah, and so Warhammer was always something that caught my eye just because it's such a cool aesthetic.
Yeah,
And because it's like sci-fi mixed with fantasy, mixed with action, mixed with like war crimes. Like who doesn't love that?
I know who doesn't love the casual war crimes.
Exactly, and so
Gundam's all about war crimes. We have that in common.
exactly war crime buddies.
What's your favorite
But
war crime?
um,
I'm a genocide
prob-
man.
probably the extremist Black Templar,
What war
that
crimes do they commit?
forcing a false religion onto other planets.
False religion.
Well, yeah, because the Emperor's not supposed to be looked as a god, and they look at the Emperor as a god.
I see now.
So they're a bit extremist. They do kind of dance with the heretic borderline in a way. You can, depending how you look at them, you can look at them as a heretic.
Okay.
There's just so many succession chapters within Warhammer that you read them and they're like, oh, that's straight up a heretic. Like one of my favorite succession chapters would be the
What does it mean by succession chapter?
so you have like the base chapter. So like let's look at the Dark Angels, for example. They were one of the first legion. Well, they were the first legion when the Emperor during the Horus Heresy. And then a succession chapter is kind of a small chapter that grew out from the Dark Angels. So they still serve under the Dark Angels, but they're just kind of their own. It's kind of, you can look at it. It's kind of the Navy SEALs and the Marines, SAS, like all
Yeah.
those different things in the army, but they all serve under one type of government.
Yeah.
So the Bringers of Judgment serve under the Dark Angels. They don't have like a chapter master. They don't have a Primarch because their Primarch is the Lion.
Right.
But their chapter is they're essentially like if they find one source of rebellion, they'll just kill everybody on the planet.
Yeah.
So if they, good example, if they came to Earth and they saw someone going, I hate the government, they would just kill everybody on the planet. So when
I
you
wish we
look at
did that here.
when you look at that, you kind of go, well, that's just straight up heresy. Like you're just killing innocent people. But just kind of like things like that, like it's such a rich, interesting world, and just I think I love it because it's such a different kind of aesthetic design and character design to anything else in fiction. I mean, you look at this guy here. I mean, I've just finished his base. You can have a look
Yeah.
here.
Hold on, give me 1 second.
Here we go.
What I like doing is he here on the runners? Oh, maybe you might be able to see. Yeah, okay. It has like E1 right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's extremely difficult to see what the number or letter is. So like
Yeah.
a good life hack that I've learned is getting a piece of masking tape and then you wrap it around and just write. You write on it. I've got the masking tape, but I don't know where my pen is. So I'm gonna have to raw dog it, but that's okay.
I will say I have finished basing this Death Guard here. Got a
Yeah.
few rocks on him. Got the bush in there.
So is he 100% done?
Yeah, so he's 100% done.
Do you paint around the little edges right there?
I sprayed it, but that black mark there is where my fat finger was when I was spraying it like that. But I should kind of. The progress with basing is you do it before you actually stick the miniature on.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So you do the base, and then you prime the miniature, then stick the miniature on, and then you go to town painting.
Yeah.
But yeah, the reason back to kind of why I painted Warhammer was I was just kind of like, well, I'll give it a try. If I suck at it, I suck at it. And I did my first miniature, and I was like, damn, this is actually really fun. And I just haven't stopped ever since.
What part about it do you find fun specifically?
I think it's just kind of like when I looked at this here, now that it's my first basing done, I'm like, I've done that. Like I've made that. You know, I built him, I painted him, I highlighted him, I've done the base for him. Like that's something I've accomplished out of my own imagination and my own skill. And it's something where it's like there's always a new challenge. You know, I feel like for me with comic books, obviously I always love comic books, but I'm at the point with comics where I was like, I don't really need to read anyone else. Do you know what I mean? But I think with hobby making like Warhammer and Gundam, there's always challenges and new kind of things to experiment. And what we were talking about today, like you can be so creative with the hobby, like doing basing and adding painting and adding all these little details to your model, and then you can step away and go, I made this. Like you put a good example with action figures. Is like you can buy an action figure, you put it on the shelf, that's it. But I guess with Gundam is a better example. Was like you build an action figure.
Yeah,
You're
but
building.
that's the whole point. Like I've got a whole shelf of Gundam and I've got more on my desk, and it's like when you look at it, you go like, yeah, it's cool, but you also remember like, oh, I remember how tricky it was to do that, or oh man, that actually turned out really nice, or maybe it didn't turn out nice, and you're like, oh, next time I know I'm gonna work on my panel lining better. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like I used to get really like, and I've said this a million times, but like comparison is the death of happiness or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you just keep comparing, like you know, you go on any, and this would be for Warhammer as well, for any hobby, it applies to any hobby, but you search it up and you see like people doing these crazy things, and they're making the Gunpla look like it's like painted all metal and all this, and it's like holy crap, like these guys are absolutely next level, and you go like, well, I'm shit, like mine's terrible, I should just give up.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, like nobody's perfect. You got to keep going at it. Every time you build, you get better and better. So it's like, if you give up now, you're just wasting your whole time. It's like if I look at my first one, it was trash. Like there's nub marks everywhere. I didn't know what I was doing, and each one I look at, I can see my improvement.
Yeah, well, that's something I learned from the guys at Warhammer. Like I'd go into Warhammer and ask about some
The store,
advice.
yeah.
Yeah, the Warhammer, which they're always super friendly.
Yeah, those guys are chill. They know that I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but it's cool because they're kind of like, you know, always compare your model to your last one. Never compare it to someone else's.
Exactly.
And
That's such a good
that's
fun, yeah.
and that's how you will improve. It's like you just compare it to your last model, rather than like, because some people I guess when it comes to like same with Gundam and Warhammer, like with painting in general, it really is like a skill anybody can learn. But some people are just naturally really good at it.
Yeah.
You know, like, and so you can't really compare yourself like that. You know, it's like trying to compare. Hey, it's like I want to be a crotch soccer player, and then you go, oh, I'm really bad compared to Lionel Messi. It's like, well, of course you are.
Of course you are.
Yeah, but if you compare yourself to like the last game you played, you can always improve.
Mm-hmm. That's the whole point. Yeah.
That are wondering, I'm now working on doing the base for Calgar, so I'm just going to paint this little stone here on his foot, and then we'll put down our technical paint.
So what is technical paint?
So it's like a It's like a texture. I'll show you here. Show you.
Is that what you showed me before, or is it oh, am I stupid? Like when we were at the store?
No,
The
so it
dirt thing?
looks like I did show you, but I didn't show you what it looks like on the inside. So it looks like this. It looks like so. This is mud. It
Oh yeah,
looks
so
like
it looks
actual
very
mud.
thick.
Yeah, but it's like paint mixed with whatever chemicals.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's technical paint, and it creates like an aesthetic look. It's really funny because people will go on Reddit and go, "What do I use for bases?" And people are like, "You can actually just use dirt. It's much more like environment
Yeah.
friendly. Like
Um,
it's much cheaper.
yeah.
It's free."
And it looks like the real thing because it is.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a great you'll know him. You know Cosplay Chris? He lives here in
Oh
Melbourne.
yeah,
I say
yeah.
here in Melbourne, like that's where we are. But but he lives here in Australia with us, and I love his cosplay stuff. He's one of the best, and he's always using real like he when he was doing his Casey Jones. That's where I got a lot of my inspiration from. And he was like, "We're gonna dirty it up," and he just threw it on the ground and started smashing it everywhere and threw it in his garden. It's just like flinging it around because it's like, you're like, why bother trying to simulate it when you can just use the real thing, use real dirt, like use
Exactly.
real everything.
And it will stink, which is more realistic.
Exactly, bro. Bro, it smells, bro. But I also find like there's such a calming serenity. Like I would say when I was building that master grade that I just showed everybody, it's been wet here in Australia quite a bit. It's been raining and raining, and raining. Thank God, because it was super hot. But um, one thing that I really enjoyed the other day was usually I'm watching something or listening to music while I'm building, and I'm sure you probably do that too. But
Mm.
um, but it was raining. I could hear the rain over whatever was playing, and I stopped listening to whatever I'm listening, and I just sit there and I'm building, and I'm hearing the rain, bro. It was peaceful. That's probably one
Oh,
of my
bro,
top moments, bro.
especially in the winter, you get cold, you
Oh
get wrapped
yeah,
up.
not yeah. Oh my God, I wish I could like just feel that emotion over and over again. It was so calming, just so relaxing, just sitting there building. And I'm really happy with how my most recent one turned out. Even though I know it can be better, I look at areas and I'm like, it's actually not. Like I'm looking at it and I'm like, it's actually not bad.
Is that the recent one you built?
Yeah, like the nice one, the new Gundam.
Yeah.
And when I say new, I don't mean NEW, it's NU. NU. I always got confused with that. Let's see. This is a I actually am quite glad I picked this up because it's the first real game. I feel like it's a piece of history. I'm building a piece of history here. Um, and I guess I technically am, but it's hold on, did I grab the wrong piece? I did. Um, it's usually when you're building, you always start with the torso first or the arms.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, it's usually like the torso, the head, and then the arms, and then the waist, and then the legs. That's usually it for most builds these days. But this one is building from the feet first, and these feet are done in such a way that is so strange. Like I've never like they maybe I can show the camera. They like flip up, like you gotta flip them up. Oh, I'm getting perspective weird. They're out like that, and you gotta flip them up, and I don't know. This is obviously you've never built a Gunpla, so you don't know the difference. But
Yeah.
this is not any way I've seen feet done before. So even though like obviously I'd rather get the 2.0 because it's a better build in general, like I'm kind of glad I have this little piece of history. I don't mind buying bad kits as long as they're interesting. Is
I
there
think
any?
so, yeah.
I'm wondering for Warhammer. I know there's definitely bad Gunpla kits, but is there any bad Warhammer kits that everyone says don't buy this, it's terrible?
I'm
Or
just
is
trying
I
to
think because I'm trying
think.
to think most of it would be the painting, right? So like
Most of it, yes. People, there have been some. I I won't say I can't specifically name a Warhammer kit that I've gone, oh, this sucked, but I can definitely name
have
a
you
lot
not
of
enjoyed
models.
any?
Yeah, there's definitely models where I've just kind of like shortcut it, where it's like this goes into here, but then I've gone, I'm just gonna cut it off and just kind of like modify it because it doesn't really make sense. And but I know I think there's a few custodian kits that I've seen people go, this was a nightmare to build. I do know I did do a model. I never ended up painting it, but it was a model called Saint Celestine, who's part of the Battle Sisters. Really important character within the lore. She helped resurrect Gilliman, bring back one of the Ultramarine Primarchs. So I was really
Yeah.
looking forward to painting her. But because she's a woman, her body is so much smaller than like
Oh, right.
a Space Marine. So trying to hold her like tiny leg and glue it together. And the
Is
problem
she a
with
baddie though?
plastic, yeah, she's baddie. But the problem with doing that was like with plastic glue, it rubs against plastic and details can come off.
Oh, right.
And so by
Annoying.
the time I put it together, the whole thing was rubbed off.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, this isn't actually worth painting anymore. All the details
Yeah.
gone.
It's nothing. It's like when you're building Gunpla and you're doing the panel lining, and you got to do it on opposite sides. Like if you're doing a shoulder piece, you have the back part, and you have the front part, and then you
Yeah.
do the back part first, and then when you flip it around, you accidentally grab it where you've just panel lined it, and then you're like, oh yeah, I've done it, looks great, and then you turn around and you smudged it and messed it all around on the back, and then
Oh,
you got
dude,
to
that's
redo it all
happened to
over
me
again.
so often with a paintbrush. I'll get a bit of paint on my finger and I don't know it. And so when I grab the model like this
Oh
and I lift
yeah,
my finger, it's all like gold on the
because
back.
what happens, guys, is I'll use. I'm a cheapskate. I did just buy this, and I'm hoping it will fix my problem. It's the Gundam marker eraser, and I was looking at it because I was super confused on what it actually does. And you can't really, but it's basically it's like a felt tip, and it has this liquid inside that you tap out, and then you draw wherever you've done the panel line, and it absorbs the ink of the panel line, and then you can wipe it away, and it erases it, and then the tip will become black because it's absorbed the ink, so you got to tap it on the paper to get the ink out. It's very cool, and I'm hoping it works, and because I've used my fingers a lot, and when you use your fingers to rub off the panel lining, it's just ink, so you get ink on your fingers, and then you grab one of the pieces, especially if it's a white piece, which most Gundam are white, then you just smudge all ink all over the place, and it's super annoying. So I'm hoping that solves my problem, and I think I'm going to have to start investing in the felt tip, no, not felt tip, brush tips, because the ones that I use, these are the markers I use, and they're just normal, like fine tips, except they're extremely fine. It's not even showing up on the camera. Yeah, they're extremely fine, but obviously brush tip is much better because it goes in the cracks. But then it's very overwhelming. I feel like because there's certain types of ink in the brush tip pens that eat away at the plastic. So if you have ABS plastic and you have this paint that eats the plastic, you have to make sure you do it in a very specific way, or it's just going to go right through that plastic and make it crack and break. And I feel like that turns a lot of people away from it.
What's that?
The type of paint like that's in the brush tips can eat the
Yeah.
plastic. So when you're building it and you're putting the panel lining in an already built Gundam, it will eat away at the plastic on the inside and break it, like
Oh,
break it
really?
down. Yeah, so you have to panel line it before you build it and let it dry first. But it's just very complicated, and that's why I kind of haven't done it yet, because I've been a little bit scared to do it. G4, G5. So far, I'm enjoying this piece. It's very different, but I don't think that's such a bad thing so far. It's been a while since I built a real grade though. And if I can somehow, whenever I've got a little bit more moolah, I'll buy the real grade of that master grade that I just built.
What is speaking of that, is there like a dream set that you have that you're like eyeing up and you're like, oh, this one is the ultimate dream for me to
Yeah, it's
paint?
it's the perfect grade. We saw it today at Shin Tokyo. It's the perfect grade RX-78-2, like the main
Oh,
guy.
nice, yeah.
Yeah, that $500 one. I've seen it in person. It is magnificent. It is the ultimate piece. I know they're doing a perfect grade of like this guy. Like that's the guy that I built earlier. This is not him, of course. Like the actual, the one with the stand. He's got all the fins going
Oh,
everywhere. But it's
yeah.
the same. It's the same guy. they're doing a perfect grade version of him, I believe, which would really, really be nice to build that. But I'll stick with the main guy. He's my goat, so I can't do anything except him because he's my goat. How do you?
So who is your goat for people that don't know Gundam? Who is
This
this
guy.
goat? Who is this so-called goat?
Well, yeah, I just realized he has a confusing name. It's this guy. RX-78-2. That is his name. People call him Grandpa because he is the original Gundam from the 70s. He's the first. So people call him Grandpa because he's like, he's the oldest. But he's just the most iconic. I feel like he has the best design. He's from the best story, like the Universal Century, which is, if you're thinking about it, it's like 616. That's the Universal Century, like the mainline universe. He's the main character. He's aura. He's everything. So that's him. His name is Grandpa. And he's just the best. He's just the coolest robot ever made. And it's a shame that we haven't gotten a movie yet, live action movie.
Well, isn't there one in development?
Yes, but that would take a long time to get here. But
Really
the closest we've ever got is Ready Player One.
Oh yeah, that's right. He shows up, doesn't he?
Yeah, and that was perfect. It makes me so excited for the potential. G. This is what confusing. I forgot which one is G, so I had to look all over again. Oh, it's this one. But
we're Warhammer fans know that this tastes really good. Always a tradition of Warhammer is you always take a sip of the nun oil.
Why? I feel out of the loop, out of this fandom.
And it's just a fan thing that people like, because some of the, like, I know Tabletop in our local city does it, where every Tuesday you just go and you just paint, you bring your models and you paint it, and it's just a meme where people go, "Hey, can I borrow your McGrath glue for a second?"
And they just take a sip.
And they just take a sip.
I guess it's like when we were playing Magic and someone had a cool card, or like they played something and you be like, "Hey, can I look at that?" And then you just instantly try and put it in your mouth and eat it. I thought we were the ones that, I'm so stupid because obviously we're not, but I remember we started doing that just randomly out of fun, and then I saw like other people doing it randomly as well, and I was like, oh, other people actually make that joke as well.
Also here, I've still got a little bit to do, but that's the base.
So how long have you spent on that one?
So this guy, I mean, I'm just doing this little stand here, foot thing here, or you might see there's a few bullets on the back on the ground that I've done.
Yeah.
But Calgar, I think took me about 5.5 hours
to paint.
Yeah.
Has the time to paint been going down the more your skill gets better?
No,
or are you spending more
up.
time? Yeah, spending more time on the detail.
More time because I'm learning a lot of new techniques, which has been really fun. Like I've been learning about edge highlighting, dry brushing, kind of creating kind of shadows and making sure that paint hits a certain color. So using brighter colors on certain areas on armor. Which has all been extremely fun because the more stuff I learned like that, the more I'm proud of myself after I finish a model. Because I'm like, it's a new technique and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So it always gets me excited. And like we said at the start of the video, it's like always basing it based on your last model.
Yeah, of course.
Which is extremely fun.
What the? Am I stupid or something? These instructions are extremely interesting. D8. Oh no, I am stupid. Okay, I don't know what I'm thinking. But yeah, this is I am glad I picked this up. I wouldn't mind having both. Of course, like I won't ever complain about having a model kit to build.
Oh yeah, never.
Plus, no one says anything bad about the build process. It's always the kit after it's built. So I'm getting some some floppiness already. Like these, oh my god, it's just falling apart. These things will not stay on. Let's put this bad boy on. Okay, it's supposed to be like that. But so what is that cow go? Oh
Yeah, see that's.
my god.
Oh no. What, you lost a piece?
No, that was a piece. It keeps falling off.
Oh.
So you're painting cow guy, correct?
Yeah, so obviously, if you've played Space Marine 2, you'll know Marinus Calgar shows up at the end of the, towards the end of the second game. Obviously now a huge fan favorite because of that. I mean, look how cool he looks, bro.
He does have aura.
So yeah, it's Marinus Calgar. Maybe, in terms of Chapter Master, easily my favorite Chapter Master. I think if I had to pick a specific character,
How powerful is he?
he's pretty strong. I mean, he's in pretty special armor that makes him cracked, and I mean, yeah, he's pretty strong, I would say. I don't know exactly how strong. Like, I know, like, when you compare
Could he
it to
beat
a
me in a fight?
Primer. Yeah, I don't know.
He
Maybe.
hasn't seen me going crazy.
But yeah, he's pretty powerful. That's the thing that with Warhammer that I
Yeah.
find overwhelming but very fun. It's just the lore. It's just crazy.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's like I just don't.
Probably
Sometimes,
some of the most lore in anything.
yeah, like it's just
People
so
go
overwhelming,
crazy
but
for
it's
that,
so
yeah.
fun at the same time because there's always something new to learn about the characters in the world
Yeah.
and things like that. But I will say my favorite character in Warhammer, I think it's either Roberto Gilliman, the Primarch of the Ultramarines,
Right.
or Ivan Stern, part of the Grey Knights. Who, people that don't know Ivan Stern, he's one of the lead Brotherhood in the Grey Knights, and he's cursed by a demon to have eternal bad luck. And so he'll have like these demons, like he'll
The
shoot
guy
his
that
gun.
begs to kill himself.
No,
Just begging
that's Dante
Oh, okay.
from the Blood Angels. Ivan Stern, he will have like if he'll shoot his gun, these demons will come and just unload his gun, so they won't fire. Or like, he'll have a new sword and they'll chip the sword so it doesn't do anything. Like he's cursed to eternal bad luck. But it doesn't stop him from like going out killing demons and like Ivan Drago, the Supreme Grand Marshal of the Grey Knights, basically their chapter master at the moment, said to Ivan Stern, "You are the greatest Grey Knight we've ever had. You have to become a Grand Marshal." And he's like, "I'm not becoming a Grand Marshal until I find the demon that cursed me forever."
So if he kills him, does the bad luck go away?
Yeah, if he kills him, the curse will be lifted.
And has he ever killed him?
No, he's still looking for him.
So where do you get all the lore from? Do you read it or do you watch videos or a little bit of both?
For something like the Grey Knights there, I read the Codex. I know a lot of people on Reddit saying that is the best way to get into the lore, is to read the Codex, which are like the rule books, like D&D have them, the campaign books. So they're all for different chapters. So like the Grey Knights I have them, and it just shows you the entirety of the lore of the chapter, where they started, why they do what they do, things like that. YouTube's obviously a really good one.
Yeah.
Because like I said, there is so much lore, and people, it's really fun doing this hobby. Because sometimes like Calgar, I'll be painting for 5 hours. I can watch a 5-hour video on the Ultramarines or something like that.
Do you actually pay attention when you're watching something in the background while you're painting?
I just listen to it. I don't, like, because the video doesn't matter, because they'll just use pictures or whatever.
Yeah.
During the videos, it's more so listening in.
Because I find I cannot really pay attention to anything if I'm building. Like, I cannot watch a show, I cannot do anything unless it's just like a filler YouTube video. Because I will just not pay attention at all. Like, I used to try and watch Gundam while building my Gundam, but I would not pay attention to the episode and I would not know what's going on. So I had to stop.
That's why I don't watch comic book movies or TV shows. Like I remember when I was doing one model, I put on the Justice League animated series. After like 2 episodes, I ended up just sitting in my room watching. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna sit in my room and watch the unlimited series. I was like, I don't want to build this guy anymore.
Um, a YouTuber I've been watching a lot recently while building. I don't know if you've heard of him, Josh Strife. He
The
does
name's familiar.
he does a lot of stuff about MMOs, and
Yeah, okay.
he has like a series that he does called Worst MMO Ever, and he just like makes videos about every MMORPG and just talks about them for like 2 hours each, and I watch about 5 of them in one sitting.
Oh wow.
I have so much useless knowledge of MMOs just from having him in the background.
I know a YouTuber I do like watching. His name I think is literally just war games and other hobbies. English
Yeah.
guy. Um, and I like watching him. He's a very small channel. Um, but also I like watching him because he doesn't edit. He'll cut his videos. So when he's building something, he'll mess up and he'll be like, I've got to go back and change that. So I think it's fun to watch that guy, and I can learn along with him
Mm.
about his building process. So that's someone I watch. I will just say now, I am in the midst of basing Calgar with the
Mm.
technical paint, and I use this little tool here. This little, like, it's made for like clay
Like scraper thing.
scraper thing. Yeah, so I just get a little bit on like this. Let's just get a little bit on, and then I just kind of flatten it out, spread it out a bit.
It's very gloopy to give that effect.
Yeah,
Is
the
it
worst
tough
thing.
or is it very...
It feels like actual mud. Like I
Oh,
will say
okay.
that it does feel like actual mud. It takes 24 hours to dry, which is a pain.
Worth it though,
Um,
right?
Worth it though, because I mean, when you get the final product,
Looks amazing.
yeah. And what I have been doing, I want to try and do it here. On Calgar, I would love to do it. I guess you could do this with paint, but I think maybe technical paint might work a bit better. I want to try and get some of that. So what I've done here, I don't know if you can see it. It's just here.
Yeah.
I've put some technical paint on his boot.
Yeah, it
So
looks like it's splashing.
yeah, it looks like he's in the mud
Yeah, that looks
rather
good.
than his armor. So I saw a really cool video on someone when they were like, when you paint your models, don't make them look pristine because they're
Why would they?
technically, yeah. Why would they? They're constantly in war. So
You know they
it's really
say a night with no like bad fuck, that's not what they say. um like a knight with clean armor has never seen battle. You know what I mean?
exactly right. You know, I think if you're not an ultramarine if you haven't seen battle. You know,
Yeah.
if you're not laying down your life for the emperor, then what are you doing? I do love in the Warhammer universe is that like, and sometimes before you play a game or you watch an animated series or you read a book, they will say there's no hope. Like there is not a single.
Yeah. Give up.
Yeah, they're like, because that's how they look at it within the lore. It's like the best way to kind of purpose your life, to serve in life, is to just sign up to war and die.
Yeah.
Like, which I just find it's cool because it's like, but there's no hope, but they'll just always fight for it. Like one of my favorite lore parts is during the Horus Heresy, the Emperor knew when he went to go fight Horus, he knew he was going to lose, and he knew whether, regardless of the battle, Chaos was always going to be overrunning the planet, the galaxy.
Yeah.
So it was really cool that like, rather than it's like the Imperium was there first and Chaos are looked as a rebellion force, it's like, no, the Imperium are the rebellion force, and they're fighting against the nature of the universe.
That's interesting way. Yeah. Interesting way of looking at it.
I think it's really cool because Chaos Primarchs are like insanely strong. Like Magnus, who is the Primax for the Thousand Suns, quite literally can bend reality at his will.
Can anybody beat him then if he can do that?
No, someone like Horus can. Horus is Horus Heresy.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear he had a whole war named after him. But the demon Primarch's so much strong. It's like the Force. You know how Palpatine is stronger than Yoda because he has the power of the
Yeah.
dark side. It's very much like that, where it's like he's stronger because they have the power of the warp and chaos.
Yeah.
So let me just get this little bit going.
Bro, this makes me feel so fucking stupid. I have finished the feat. See if I can show them off right here. These were an extremely different way of building that I've never really seen before, and with that we'll probably never see again. I don't like it. Like, I prefer the normal version, but it was interesting doing it a different way for once. Like, very, very different. But I don't mind it.
You can see,
it's kind of refreshing having it in a different way.
Inside of the boot there, I've put all that mud on there just to make it look like he's in the mud and it's splashed up onto his armor.
It'd be nice to add like flickers a little bit of blood or dried blood somewhere as well.
It's really cool. I think you need an airbrush for it, but you can buy, like, let's say this hand here, he was like holding like a Tyranid head.
Yeah.
You can buy like blood that it's dripping, but it's like stuck in motion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like he's ripped it clean off and it's still bleeding.
Yeah, that sounds badass.
Yeah. I would love to do that. I think you need an airbrush, but I think there's definitely a way.
We need to get an airbrush, bro.
Right, it's a lifesaver.
Way worth it. Aren't they expensive though? What's that?
Yeah, they're like 500. It's like $500.
Jeez, yeah. We'll have to share it.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to share it.
Go halvesies on it. Page 4 or 5. Where is H? Do you say H or H?
H.
Okay, good. Thank God.
Who says H?
I don't know. My teacher in 4th grade.
Are you in 4th grade?
No, I'm in 5th. That was last year. Bro, she made me trip up, bro.
Just trying to add some. Can't see here. It's a bit hard, but I'm just trying to add some ridges into the dirt, make it a bit more realistic in a way.
Did you end up buying any minis there?
I did end up buying.
Which one did you get?
I'll just adding some. Let me just clean this. I did end up buying. I have them over here. This will be my first Age of Sigma.
Oh yeah. He was cheap, $25.
Yeah, $20. Lord of Plagues. I'm really into Death Guard, and he's an Nurgle.
Yeah, I can't believe they put you in Warhammer, bro.
Bro, that's crazy, bro. But I've done a Horus Heresy character. I did just a random Imperial Fist with the one. I know the helmet you like, the cone helmet, the bird looking helmet.
Yeah, because that one just looks so medieval, and like it's got the perfect vibe. Such a nice looking helmet.
So I did him, and then a Sigma one, and I would love to do an old fantasy one. Wouldn't mind having a little attempt into an old fantasy.
Yeah. What old fantasy would you do? Just like a random cool looking character, or is it
like a knight, like a cool looking knight, something like that, you know?
Yeah, that's the way to go. And of course, when Gundam Assemble comes out later, I'll get myself into the world of mini painting. And I'm sure that will open the doorway to another expensive hobby that I don't really need.
There's like a specific Games Workshop one.
Gundam Assemble.
When you said expensive hobby, I was like, hey, I know there's a specific
really?
Games Workshop one.
I don't know about that. I heard that there's this thing called Warhammer. I heard only idiots play that one.
I will say, I will just say quickly, I'm just finishing from one stand like that. I thought would be cool. I did add a little mud effect on his cape here
Oh
to make
yeah.
it look like his cape's been in the mud.
You know that one? You see Batfleck's cape? His I never realized his is like brown at the bottom. His cape.
Yeah, which
It's
I
all the
think is
mud.
really cool. Like it's just been in the rain and the dirt.
Yeah.
It's just a shame he kills people with it.
Yeah. Hashtag not
Um,
right.
um, oh, I forgot what you asked again.
What did I ask? Something about we're talking about fantasy. What are we painting next? Do you have a dream build? Like a dream painting? And like if you could spend
Um,
any money, because I know they can get crazy expensive.
I
Is there
would
any ones
love
that
to
you just haven't
build.
bought yet?
At the moment, I'm loving Death Guard and Mortaran. I would love to build him. He's a model Primarch. He's got huge wings. He looks so cool. That's my next wish list. But I do wish that 40k would release all the Primarchs during the Horus Heresy in 40k scale.
So they have
Just
different
because,
scales?
yeah.
What's the scales?
I'm not too sure. I don't think it's named like it is Gundam. Um, but there's definite difference in size. Like I would like to say.
I know that old Warhammer minis have that more cartoony.
Yeah, the older
Is that what you're
models.
talking about? Like the
I will be just back. I will grab a primer.
sure
Just to
thing,
show.
buddy. See right here. I'm not used to it. It's been so long. I don't even remember the last real grade that I made. Oh god, was it gun cannon? While Toby's gone, let me show you. He's one of my favorite mobile suits. Grandpa's best friend. Look at this guy. Aura. He's got two massive cannons on his shoulders. He just shows up and blasts them. Look at that, isn't he cool? I love it. In the show, he'll just lie down. He'll lie down across the floor like that and just arch his back crazy and just get those guns way up. But he's cool. I'm trying to get. There's like the three main suits from the original
Oh,
Mobile Suit Gundam. So I'm just
so you
talking to the
see the
audience while you're away.
you're good. So you see the size difference with
Oh, okay.
Gilliman
And
and
that's not a lore thing. That's just different scales.
oh, that is a law thing. Like
Oh,
Gilliman's
okay.
huge.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Um, within the law, but the problem is 40k um haven't released all the Primarchs in that scale, which is fair enough because all of them are dead. So there's kind of like they've got to follow the law.
And there's no gameplay reason for them to be there. Is that it?
Yeah, like I know one that people would love would be Sanguinius.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
no,
No, I dropped a piece. I got it.
um,
Would be who?
would be Sanguinius who tried to fight Horus and died defending the Eternal Gates into the Emperor's Palace. He's kind of like a fan favorite Primarch who founded the Blood Angels.
Yeah.
Um, people, if they released model that model in 40k scale, it would do numbers. They would be printing money at that point.
Why haven't they done it? Do you think?
Well, because he's dead.
Oh, of course, because they can't use
Yeah,
them in the game.
yeah. There's no law
You'd
reason.
think that just like the model kit and painting would be big enough a reason just to do it.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that in the Horus Heresy set they do it because
Yeah.
then that's a good reason to bring
You can just play that.
do Sanguinius
Yeah.
and do all. Because I would love like this scale. Imagine this scale miniature, but Horus. Like that would be so cool doing Horus. But because the community is so popular, people just 3D molded
Ah,
a
right.
lot of those. So this is how it got done.
Finished?
On his,
Gotta go let him to dry for 24 hours.
yeah, so this time
Where do you
tomorrow,
leave him when you dry?
I'll just leave him here.
Yeah.
There's no like certain room temperature thing you need to do
Where are you recording right now? Are you on the table?
in the table in the living room.
Nice.
would love to say I have a studio apartment that,
Nice. I
but
wish I had it in the studio if I wanted that view.
you
And I
know,
seen it somewhere in the city. I'd like to live above a restaurant. Maybe
yeah,
I'm stupid. Someone out there probably is living like over a restaurant right now. They're like, you idiot, it's the worst thing in the world. What are you doing? I think it's got cool vibes. That's kind of all I want. Cool vibes.
I think so too. I would love, yeah, free food.
Yeah, bro. Just like help them take out the trash and just build. Like, it would be cool.
So now that we have Calgar and his little basing done, and then we've done our Death Guard with his base done. We're now going to continue finishing our second Death Guard bodyguard, which is this guy here. Try and get the light on him. I like this guy. He's got all these intestines coming out.
Let's have a
coming
close
out.
look. We've got a nice scythe there.
Yeah, I find a really cool weapon. A weapon you don't really see too often.
Yeah, and you know what? I see. So I saw someone talking, and they said that a scythe is one of the worst weapons because it's not even a weapon; it's a farming tool.
Yeah.
And then, like, if you actually tried to use it in real life, you would get your ass handed to you so quick. But I think they look cool. The Grim Reaper as well.
Aesthetically, they look really cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh my god!
what?
I just cut a piece, and I heard it fling across my room, bro.
Oh no!
Like, it didn't just hit the computer screen. I heard it hit the wall behind me, bro. That is brutal. That is
I reckon
brutal.
I
Oh,
reckon I
wait.
have about.
No way. Is that it? I think I can see it.
I think I have around maybe one or two, three models that just don't have a
my God.
piece.
Oh
Did you
my
find
god,
it?
bro. I just spotted it. I'll turn around. I'll look near the bean bag, bro. Look how it's
Unreal.
not even that small a piece. But like the other pieces are way smaller than this. But sometimes they're just connected so strongly that the second you cut it, it just goes flinging because it's got so much force. Crisis averted. Holy crap. Maybe I should hold it while I cut it.
Yeah.
So far, I'm still enjoying this build. It's coming along together very nicely, and it doesn't look too complicated. I should be able to get quite a bit finished on this episode. And then, obviously, I don't think I'll be able to finish the whole thing, but I'll definitely finish it tonight, I think. Well, I guess tomorrow because it's 12. But
It's funny. We were up doing this the other night, weren't we? And you were building something, and you were like, "Oh, like I finished this whole model kit," and I was like, "I painted one."
yeah, what did I build? I built this. It's a little tiny Haro ball. See, I've got all of them all over my my mat. This is what I built, guys. Cute little guy. I love these guys. He was only $15, and he came with he was like a special white dragon edition. I don't know what he's from. Maybe he's later in the show or something. But I had no idea what he was from. But so I was a bit like, oh, I wanted the normal one. But it was just a sticker, so I just didn't put the sticker on it. There you go, normal one. What are we up to now? Oh, bro, some of the pieces are so small. I lose them on the table.
Oh yeah, like I said, I've got I reckon 2 or 3 miniatures in my room that just don't have a piece because it's just gone flying, and I've gone, well, that's gone.
Yeah, I know.
Unless
Usually,
it's a major piece, then
yeah, usually I will, before I start building anything, I hate my room it's not okay, it is extremely messy right now, but I'm kind of just chill, so I'm not worried too much. But usually I like to do a huge clean of my entire room before I build anything because I like to work in a clean space. I find that if I'm working, and by working I mean building model kits, so not working, but when I'm building or doing something like that, I like to do it in complete cleanness. Like, I don't like having dirty clothes or box of chips or something like that. It just throws me all off. And like,
yeah,
of course, if you lose a piece, there's like, you kind of ducked because all the clothes and stuff, and won't be able to find it.
Oh, it's even worse because I do mine in my living room. So if I lose a piece, my mum's vacuuming at the same time. Yeah,
Oh, it's
bro,
gone
it's like
forever.
going into the warp itself trying to look for that thing.
Just give up at that point. I'll tell you what's super annoying. I was trying to repose all the Gunpla that I had just to move it around because I wasn't sure if I liked it on my desk or not. And I'm moving it and I pick up one of them and both of his hands fall off and go in different places. And I spend 10 minutes looking for his hands and then his shield falls off and then the guns fall off. And I don't know if it's my fault for not doing it right or if it's their fault for not making it right. But it is
Definitely
infuriating,
their fault.
dude. It is definitely their fault. Like, dude, it makes you want to just absolutely just go nuts. Like, I like after the fifth time that both his hands fall off, like at the second you touch him, you just want to grab it and just smash all of it against the wall. It is so annoying.
I remember one time I was building some Centurions. They're like just big. They look like war machines from Endgame. Just
Oh, hell
missiles
yeah.
left, right,
Yeah, yeah.
center. And I was in the middle of building one. And Mum packed up my stuff. She was just like, oh, I'm just going to move up. My fair enough. And she grabbed the mod I was doing, put it in my bag. I've actually got a makeup bag that I store all
Yeah.
my paints in.
Whatever works
and
best, yeah.
And she threw it in, and the entire thing broke.
Oh.
And I was
Which
like,
one was it? Which one was it?
There's one of Centurion.
Yeah. Oof.
I've only got one because, but it's funny. I'll get a kit, I'll build it, and then I'll be like, oh, I don't really want to paint this anymore. You kind of lose.
Yeah.
Do you ever get like that when you do a kit and you're halfway through it and you're like, I can't be bothered with this. Obviously, you got to finish
Yeah.
it, but then you're just
It always comes to me at
slugging away.
the sticker step. That's what gets me. Like, I'll just look at the stickers, and if it's a Vercar, which means like that's the guy who designed it, he always puts fucking 300 stickers in, and you just look at it and you're just like, I cannot do this. But you have to do it at the right time, because it's like it brings so much life to the figure that it changes the whole thing. So like you really have to make sure you put your time into it. You can't cheap out on it. But yeah, and like sometimes like what I was saying before with the hands and stuff, like sometimes you'll just be doing that and like the hands will fall off and you're just like, I just don't want to do this anymore. Or it will come at a time like, what is going on right now? What am I doing? Bro, I need to lock in for a sec because I feel like I'm doing this completely wrong. I'm trying not to judge this kit too, like, because everyone says it's not good. So I'm just trying not to judge it, but maybe I have to. Or maybe I've got the wrong one on. Let's have a look. I feel like that's what I've done wrong. I feel like I had the wrong one on.
What I've done with it's funny, I'm trying to show you guys, but you won't even see it. But these
These
tubes,
4K cameras.
these little tiny tubes here, I've painted them in a base coat of warp block bronze. And then what I've done is I really watered down a blast dark gold and just kind of give it a bit of a rusty feeling, a bit of the tubes are worn out, and just kind of give it a bit of a shine in the light. Stands out a little bit. One thing I do love about painting the Death Guard is because they're extremely dirty. Like, they stink like shit, they throw up everywhere.
Kinda reminds me of a guy that I film videos with every week.
I mean, I can't even see here, but I do love the little things like he just has like maggots crawling all around him.
Yo.
He has like some of the tubes that are like he uses that like a space marine would use a standard tube. He's using his intestine. I think these guys are super cool like that. But the good thing is because they're completely dirty and stinky. If you make a mistake, I'm like, oh, it actually fits really well because they're supposed to look like shit.
Yeah, that's what I love when you're doing a prop and the prop itself is dirty. So you don't have to worry about being extra perfect and extra clean and whatever. because all those little imperfections add so much character to it.
Yeah, exactly right. So I'm kind of grateful that the Death Guards, though precision
Think
wise,
like
I think
ass.
that's what I love about the Death Guard is like
That they're so
they'll just
relatable.
yeah, because they'll just straight up just throw up on people and like they're just like and they can't die because they've just got every infection under the sun.
Oh,
So
another
like
tiny piece. What is the objectively worst like faction to be a part of in the
Tau,
Warhammer verse?
the Tau,
What those little the good guys?
the communists, the I think just because I know in game wise, like on the board, on the tabletop, they're insanely broken. So I think their ranged weapons do an insane amount of damage. So I think they're just like really broken on the game.
And that's why they're disliked game wise.
And I think lore wise, because they just don't fit the aesthetic. They're very anime robot
Yeah.
kind of. I guess Gundam in a way. Like some of their models do look like a Gundam.
Oh, just dropped a piece. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is.
And it just doesn't fit that like
They clash too much.
yeah, they just doesn't fit that sci-fi fantasy element.
Yeah, fair enough.
Um
But what about like lore wise? Like what would be the most disgusting, depraved, miserable
I mean the
existence?
Death Guard would be because
Well,
they
the
are
guys
the
that
most
separate.
disgusting.
Yeah.
um there
But
is a
do
really
they care though?
no, of course not. That's their whole thing. Like they all
Yeah.
worship the Nurgle god, and their whole thing is about just being disgusting. So
So from their perspective, they're chilling, right?
yeah, they're kind of. Oh no, I guess they do kind of want death as well. Like they just all want to die, but then in a sense they want everything to die.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's a bit of 50-50 depending on who it is. But there is a really funny chapter called the Alpha Legion,
Yeah.
which they're all about kind of going like camouflaging themselves.
Yeah.
And it's known in the lore that an Alpha Legion might go fight for the Ultramarines and then just forget that he's an heretic and he'll just stay an Ultramarine. Like there's so many stories where they'll just genuinely forget who they're fighting for because they're so in deep on it. Like there's so many memes where like a guardsman will be like, "Oh look, an Ultramarine," and it'll be an Alpha Legion, and he'll be like, "Shh," trying to figure out what side I'm fighting for again.
Oh, another close
I
call.
guess the Death Guard would be the most depressing one. I know the Emperor's children are really depressing because their Primarch hates them, so they're just all kind of deprived children who needs attention. The Black Legion, that's Horus's chapter. They're just kind of evil, standard bad guys.
Yeah.
Just want everything to kind of burn.
Hating for the sake of hating.
Yeah, exactly.
Oops. I wonder. Oh man, I was thinking about that card game, bro. I need it so bad.
Or the
The Gundam card game. 'Cause I'm just like all the kids at school, at work, they're all Pokemon, and I'm just like, kids, shut up. Gundam card game's coming out next month.
trying to
Like,
convince
it's
all these
no
kids to
more
play.
Pokemon anymore. No more Pokemon. It's just this. I don't know what to. Don't know how they're gonna react to it, but they have no choice really. They're gonna like it whether or not they want to. I've been thinking. I play cartoons every lesson, every time I do it, and I've been thinking, should I put on a Gundam episode on there, like from the OG season, or like Gundam Build Fighters or something like that's a bit more kid friendly. And I'm just like, I probably could get away with some episodes where like it's just the robots fighting each other. Because like
Oh, the
there's
kids
nothing,
would be obsessed with that.
there's
You
nothing
should.
like there's no bad language or like some
If you showed
episodes.
them the Japanese one, what bad language is that?
Yeah, there's no language for them at least. They don't understand any of it. But like some episodes would be totally fine. Like not much. Sometimes not much happens. Sometimes no one's dying or anything like that. So you can totally get away with it. But I've been thinking about it, but I don't want to risk it yet. I've just been sticking to the Pokemans and a couple issue. Did I show you when I did Iron Man Armored Adventures the other day?
On what?
On the TV in the library.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did the kids like it?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, good.
I put on some Ninja Turtles, put on some Spider-Man. I did Avengers as well, Earth Mighty Heroes.
Oh,
Which is great. I've
www.
never seen that show. Like, I don't know. I just don't know how it's never come across my thing. But I watched a video about it. I watched a video about it. This guy he made a series of videos, and it was like the best Iron Man adaptation. And then you click on it, and he's talking about Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and he's talking that Iron Man had a very short character arc in that, where he kind of overcame this like arrogance that he had, like this need for independence. Like, I have to do this, I have to fix it by myself, nobody else can do it. And then like he kind of learns to be a part of a team and all this jazz. And I don't know, it was very cool. And I'm like I'm a big Iron Man fan, so I need to watch this.
Dude, I think you would love it. I think Iron Man's written really well in that show. I mean, in the first episode, what you were saying, he literally, Rhodey turns to him and goes, like, you don't have to do this alone. And he's like, I do. He's like, I'm the only one that can change this.
Yeah.
And then they convince him to do the team. And he puts together, like, Thor and Hulk, and they find Cap.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm still very into I was a bit worried after the con that I'd kind of lose interest in Iron Man after I stopped cosplaying him, but like it stayed around for some reason, my Iron Man phase, and I'm very happy that it did, because he's such a cool character, and I love Spider-Man, of course, but like it's nice every now and then being interested in a character that isn't him, so I can kind of experience something new. That's another reason why I love Gundam so much. It's like it's a new show that I can enjoy that has nothing to do with Marvel or DC. It's just like straight up completely fresh and new, and there's so much to explore about it and like dive into.
Yeah, no, I feel the exact same. I mean, for me, obviously, in this next few weeks, maybe the rest of the year, the only thing I care about is Superman, but
yeah,
it is nice to have that different option to have, and like what I said before, like having a really rich world in terms of lore is so fun to explore.
Yeah.
I think, I know for me, for sure, I'll lose hours just digging up lore things about Grey Knights and the Ultramarines and the Emperor, and it's just so fun and fascinating. And
yeah, I think Warhammer probably has some of the most lore of anything, besides like
easily. I think I saw something.
I can't really think of anything else.
I think someone said like Warhammer and D&D like.
Oh yeah, of course. That's just because like there's just so much campaigns, and it's like table. I mean, they're both very simple. They're both similar things. They're both like tabletop games, so they have lots of deep history.
But yeah, I know Warhammer is like crazy in lore, but I think what I will say for someone getting into Warhammer is like there's no need to know it all. It's like comic books. When you get to Marvel comic books,
yeah,
it's like you don't need to know everything about Marvel. It's kind of like you pick a character, you just kind of focus on them. So you pick on Spider-Man, just try to get as much knowledge as you can about Spider-Man, and then you might go, oh, I really like Scott Summers from the X-Men. No, I'm just going to read all the X. You don't have to read every single Spider-Man, every single Captain America, every single Iron Man. And it's like you pick. It's like for me, DC. It's like I've read a good amount of Batman, good amount of Green Lantern, a handful of Wonder Woman, but it's like I really channel it through Superman. And I don't feel like there's no need for you to know everything.
Do you feel like you do know everything about Superman though?
No, I reckon I know a lot about Superman.
Do you think there's someone in our city who knows more than you?
No. I'll take that to my...
I would love if we could like test this somewhere. You know what I mean? Like get all the biggest nerds and just have a big competition.
I think it would be cool. Do you feel the same way about Spider-Man?
Now I'd like to say yes, but like I know there's some nerdy people out there, and Spider-Man is the biggest character ever.
Do you reckon you're in the city, in our city?
I definitely feel like I'm up there for sure. Like I wouldn't be surprised if I was. But I'd also be surprised if I wasn't. I guess I just said the same thing twice. But I definitely feel like I know more than most people in our city. I'd be top 3 at least. There might be like you have like think about like the people who work at the comic book store and just have every issue.
The Peter at Adelaide Comics. I know he's a big Spidey fan.
Yeah, so like he might just know more because he's read more and he just remembers. He has a better memory than me. Like sometimes when I was deep into reading ASM back in like high school and my like earlier 20s, like 20 and like when I just turned 20, and I was still reading it. I knew everything about everything. I knew the issue number of every single important event. Blah 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 blah. You could quiz me on anything and I get it. And then, like, as I stopped reading, sort of all that random, useless knowledge just kind of faded slowly. Like, I used to be able to tell you when Peter and MJ had their first kiss, and I mean, I still remember that, obviously. But I can't give you the issue number. I could probably get it vaguely in the right direction, but I wouldn't be able to give you the exact one. But yeah, I would definitely enter myself in a competition to figure out who knows the best. Because I feel like I had a good chance of winning.
I feel like in terms of Adelaide, I mean, I think we've only met that guy we met at Adelaide. Who, in terms of Superman, that was like, oh yeah, I read earlier on.
But also, like, there's a million people that live in the city. Like, it's very possible that somebody out there knows just as much, if not more.
Yeah, and I'm gonna meet him and I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah. But I let me stutter. What I was trying to say was I feel like if there is somebody out there that knows more than me, they're definitely way older than me. That's for sure.
Oh yeah,
if they were close to the same age as me, like 20s or even 30s, and they knew so much about Spider-Man, I'm sure I would have met them somehow. Like I would have met them at a con, or like they would dress up as Spidey if they were that big of a fan. So like I feel like I would have met them already.
Yeah, I think that's a really good one. I think I'm the same. If I met someone who knows more than Superman than me, it would be someone who was like, I remember buying issue 1, like in 1986 when they restarted it. You know.
This is interesting. Am I stupid? Yes. The answer is always yes to that question. I'm always like putting it in the wrong thing or using the complete wrong piece or just not. 99% of the time when I'm tweaking out over something, it's because I haven't read the instructions properly.
Oh, yeah, I do that all the time. But sometimes it's like they don't make it very clear about.
And also the fact that it's all in Japanese does not help sometimes either. You really can't go off any of the words unless you have to translate, and I've just given up on that. Yeah, you better say something.
I'm just gonna finish. So I just want to show off. Normally I save the stuff to the end, but I wanted to do it now just for the sake of the video. But I can't see it. But he has a little head. He's chopped someone's head off.
What, on his belt?
On his belt there, yeah, and he's got his head just hanging there.
That is cool. Did you add that?
No, that was already on the model, but I've just finished painting it up, shaded it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
When you normally paint something, how long does it take for that to dry up?
Oh, that takes a couple of seconds.
Oh, just a couple seconds. Yeah, small amount.
And because you water it down, obviously it's going to dry a lot quicker. This is the important thing when you use paints like the Citadel paints. It's a very rich acrylic, so like you only need a very small amount Because if you just straight up use it out, you get that thickness, kind of the mold lines, and you can just see the brush strokes. The whole
Yeah.
point is like it's supposed to look like
Oops.
you've bought it straight out of the box.
Yeah. I finished the first leg. Let's have a look
All
at the
very nice.
camera. It will adjust. I love it. It's so far so good. It feels very sturdy. I love it. It's a bit wide. Let me see if I can move that. Maybe it'll be a bit better. Um, when you move it, you see the armor pieces moving.
Mm-hmm.
I love it when they do
Oh,
that.
that's really cool.
Yeah, you can see like the knee area has moved up. There's a gray area right there. And see it will close when you
Oh, that's very good. The engineering that goes into a Gundam kit
as it all
is
closes up.
insane.
I know. And I'm just wondering if this is the 1.0, the 2.0 must be insane. Like if they say that one is one of the peak uh, versions of this design, they fix all the problems. So it'd be nice to have this one and then also the new one. But it didn't take that long as well, so that's good. It's only about a page. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna panel line this. There's no point wasting all my stuff. But I would like to try out that marker, so I might. We'll see how we go. All right, let's move on to the left leg. Go down this bad boy. This just get me excited to build the good one soon. I guess this kind of practice. I haven't been
Get you
worrying too.
ready.
Yeah, I haven't been worrying too much about the nub marks, but there isn't any because I'm good. But like, I've just been kind of not taking it super seriously, not really worrying too much.
Well, I've got so many nub marks on my models. I just get very excited about putting a model together and getting to paint it. So sometimes I'm like, oh, that's fine. And it's like
You don't-
so obvious as well.
Yeah, and a rookie mistake, my brother. Gotta get rid of those nubs. People take it too serious. There's like, you're supposed to cut that part. Let's have a look.
I will say, but on that line of people taking it too seriously, when I painted one of my Grey Knights early into my Warhammer career, I was extremely happy with it. And I always post on Reddit my work because I like getting advice about how I can improve it
Yeah,
and what I could do better. And I posted it on Reddit because I was extremely proud of it.
someone left
And
a hate
someone
comment.
was, and someone was like, "Model's really good, but the barrels in the gun aren't drilled, so it's pointless."
Oh, who gives a shit?
Like, I don't know, am I really, bro? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's all okay.
Have you got any hate comments when you're posting? Like someone's like, oh, so that shit, kill yourself.
I did have one guy. I did put a question about commission work doing Warhammer. Just as a genuine question.
Like asking about like how do I do it or
Yeah, like how do I go about it? Because I was just feeling a bit confident one day, and I was like, you know what, I'll post it, see what people think. And some guy was like, I wouldn't pay anything for this. This is straight out of that. He goes, don't do it. Nobody's gonna buy your work. And I was like, oh, okay, damn.
yeah, fuck you guy. Maybe nobody's gonna buy your work with that attitude.
And I looked on his profile, and I'm like, oh, his work's not bad, but I wouldn't pay for him.
I have another question. When
Mhm.
when you first started painting,
Mhm.
how like were you nervous? Were you a bit scared? Not to
I was
mess up
very
or
nervous because Warhammer models, everybody knows, are very expensive. So
yes.
I was like,
What was your first one?
it was the shield captain from the Custodes,
Yeah.
who's like the big boss of the Custodes. Um, and I painted because normally you're supposed to just start with a standard Space Marine, But I was like, I'm gonna do an extremely difficult one. Um, but I was very nervous, but at the same time, I was very much like, oh, like if I'm crap at it, I'm crap at it. Like it is what it is.
Yeah.
I had $60 gone, but I know that I'm bad at it, and I was like, I had a really fun time doing this. So that's why I just kind of, I don't know. It's just kind of like it's very simple. I was like, if I'm shit at it, I'm shit at it.
Yeah.
And I ended up having fun. Like that was. It's not when you compare it to my other models, it is a horrible looking model. But I always remember everybody's got to start somewhere, and
Yeah,
I
of
was really
course.
happy with
First
it.
one means a lot.
I would love to get that model again and paint it
Oh
now,
my God.
and just see how I go with it.
Bro, my luck, sorry to interrupt, my luck is insane. That's the second time something flying across. I heard it hit the wall near the Daily Bugle and then bounce. And I'm like, oh God, and it's behind me. So I don't know. Thanks for showing up, but I needed you. So he's a vital piece. I would not be able to finish without him.
I will say something I do love about these death guards. I guess kind of in life in general, in any hobby, but more so these death guards. As you can see here, a little bit, there's little flies coming out of him,
Oh yes.
and like little maggots. But I just love that
That's cool.
attention to detail, like that,
Yeah.
just small little detail. I think it just, and I know with Gundam how they come with the pilots and stuff. I've seen things like that. It's a really nice touch, and it really kind of makes me want to go the extra mile for it.
Yeah. I've got like right here, I got all my pilots. I'll leave them on the thing because actually in camera, but you see right here?
Oh
Got
yeah.
that Shah. Don't know who this is. Most of it's Amuro. Because I have a lot of him. But these guys are small. These are way smaller than Warhammer. I mean, got my Warhammer guy right here. My Space Marine. Right here.
Oh yeah.
The one that you gave me.
Yeah.
And
Little
like, and then like compare.
Jesus.
Yeah, look at that. It's like the size of his head, bro.
That's wild.
He is tiny. And that's for the bigger ones. They don't give you pilots with the small ones, like the size that I'm making right now. They don't give you any pilots because they'd be so small.
Oh yeah. If they're
Like
that small there.
like these guys, they go with like the bigger kits, the 1/100 scale. This guy is 1/44 scale. So he would be probably the size of a square on this cutting mat. That's how small he would be. It'd be
Damn.
impossible to paint. I don't know, maybe unless you're a god at painting, but it would be so extremely difficult.
You would need like a what's it? What do they use in science?
Microscope?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, microscope and a friggin' atom splitting laser just to paint it. It'd be insane. Let's which way does this go? Page. Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I don't know, this is my 23rd or 24th kit. And I feel like when I say that it doesn't sound like a lot. I don't know, maybe I'm just like stupid, but I feel like that doesn't sound like a lot. Or maybe it is.
Sounds like a lot to me. 23.
23.
model
Some of
kits.
them have been more expensive than others. Like that's including ones that cost me $30 and the ones that cost me over $200.
What is the most expensive one you built?
Most expensive one I built is probably the Master Grade Sazabi, which was also a Verkar. He's the evil guy that goes with that new guy that I showed off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's the evil guy. I think Master Grade Sazabi. He's Oh yeah, I'm seeing him for 180
Oh
everywhere.
wow.
Yeah, $180. So yeah, he feels like the most expensive one. But yeah, I mean, we saw one that was, how much was the unicorn? He was was he 200? Or was he a bit less than that? I don't remember, but expensive.
Oh,
But yeah, I'm always eyeing those $500 ones.
oh, the
The-
Hot Toys
Yeah, the Hot Toys versions, essentially.
equivalents.
I think, is this a bit of a hot take, but I think Hot Toys is overrated.
Depending on the character.
Some of
I
them are
think
really good, but
the
a
Iron
lot
Man
of them,
ones are insane.
ones that are made out of metal and whatever are always really good because it's metal and looks real because it is real. But then you get like the cloth ones that fray, and you can only have them in a museum pose, like just standing there. And it's like, what's the point of having an action figure?
I feel like
By
because I
statue?
have my Hot Toys, my Henry Cavill one.
Yeah. How is he
Which I
holding
think-
up? Has he got?
He's just stood still, but I think for his Superman it works.
Yeah. Some of them like look fine standing still.
But the problem is like, imagine trying to buy a Spider-Man one. You can't have him web slinging. Can't have him.
Yeah, because then the second you take him out of that pose, like the fabric starts getting destroyed. It starts ripping apart.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, oh damn.
But then again, I don't own any Hot Toys, so maybe I'm just jealous. This Hot Toys is cool. I would like to own Hot Toys. But yeah, if I had to pick, it'd probably be the Iron Man ones, I reckon.
Yeah.
They're so cool, especially the comic book versions that they're doing.
Oh yeah, Sideshow are doing those. I think those comic book ones. They look really cool. Wait for that paint to dry. A little bit longer on that. Fly.
Let's have a look. What are you using right? Is that a paintbrush that you got right there?
This is a, hang on. This is a Vallejo Tube Zero.
How
Brush.
small is that? Let's have a look. Is that the smallest one you have?
No, have I got my smaller one here? Is it in here? Where is my tiny? Yeah. Give it a bit of a wash.
Let's have a look. Jesus Christ, that's one single strand of a hair, dude. Holy.
You can't even see that. You can't even see it. Like when
It
you
looks like
compare
an eye. It looks like an eyelash, bro.
Yeah, I
It's
use
like
that
one
on
little
my,
pube hair. Jesus. Tiny.
I use that for eyes. If I'm doing a face,
Yeah, that makes sense.
I use that for an eye one.
Jeez, that is tiny.
But I use this for everything. I mean, I use.
Is that your most used one?
Yeah, I mean, let me give these a clean.
How long do they last? Have you had to buy replacements or?
I've had to
treating it
buy
well?
a few replacements because I didn't know how to treat a paintbrush. I
Yeah.
never had to look after a paintbrush.
How
So I
do
was
you
going
look
through
after a
quite a-
paintbrush?
When you're painting, you wash it every minute, not even every few seconds. Give it a quick wash. Make sure the paint isn't on the entirety of the brush, only like the tip of it. Because
Okay.
at the bottom is where all the strands are held together.
Yeah.
And if you get paint that dries up in there, like it doesn't give that floppy feeling and can ruin the hairs on the brush.
Yeah. Makes
You
sense.
just gotta keep it clean, constantly keep it clean.
How expensive are those brushes?
Oh, but honestly, if we look at these brushes here, so these are my core brushes that I use.
Yeah.
Honestly, they might have cost me around maybe $70.
Oh, that's not bad.
They're about $10 a brush.
Yeah, for a decent pair of brushes, that's what I was expecting.
I mean, at the art shop, the local one, we pay $30.
Yeah.
one brush,
Alright.
which is wild to me.
Do you think? I guess those are like for extreme painting.
Oh, like actual painting, yeah.
Yeah, like that you'd sell for like $1 million.
Yeah, those I like the actual hair on the brush is just like super good, super smooth. Like it's that I think that's why they're so
Yeah,
expensive.
makes sense, I suppose. Paying for high quality. There's probably even more expensive brushes out there too.
Oh, it would be crazy ones.
What's the most you'd ever spend on a brush?
No more than $10,
10
which is
bucks?
what I pay for my Vallejo
Yeah,
brushes. You're paying $15-$20 for a brush, bro. They're scamming you.
yeah.
Money laundering at that point.
So what do you think about like these $100 nippers and $70
I
skate calls? And...
I mean, I know God Hand is very synonymous with Gundam kits.
Do you have a God hand?
No, I have. Where are my nippers? Just
Are they
these
just
ones here.
random? Oh, that's the end. Isn't that the entry kit ones from what's the
Just
name?
these standard ones. I've had
Yeah,
these.
I've
I
got
built a I used to
these.
build Dragon Ball model kits. I've had that for
Uh,
years.
these are. I have a pair. These are God hand right here. Even though they look the same, I've got a pair of God hand.
So
Only the cheap God hands ones. They're not expensive. They're like
I never
$20.
understood how pair of clippers could cost
I mean,
$100.
I understand because I know why they like. It's just that's how good they are. Like they're just made to an exceptional high quality.
Yeah.
But it's like I've had these ones for a really long time now, and I haven't. They say you should replace it once it stops cutting cleanly. They haven't stopped cutting cleanly. They're just so good. And if you don't, what? This is so annoying. And if you just treat it with respect, it will last you forever. And they're only $15, so if you really do need to buy a new one, there's like, you just go ahead. Who cares? Oh, go on. Go, all my days, bro. All my days. Please, I want to go in. Go. Oh my god, bro. A twig. Why is it doing this to me? Why is it doing this? Okay, I'm gonna hold it down. Oh my god, guys.
Oh my god, my Shayla.
Oh my god. What's that? Ugh. I can't see, I can't tell if this is bad design of the kit or if this is just me having a skill issue. Oh, there we go. Oh my god, I didn't even do it right.
We need.
Okay, there we go.
Yellow.
Okay. What's next? A7, A10. But yeah, I feel like I got a bit worried there for a while ago because I stopped building after, I don't even know which one, but I stopped building for a while and I was like, no, that was an interesting phase. But then I just bought one randomly. And it sort of, I feel like when I have a hobby, if I get into it twice, I know I'm going to keep that hobby forever. But if I only like it once and never again, then I'm like, yeah, that was a phase. Like when I was into Harley Quinn and I read every Harley Quinn comic for some reason, and then I never really cared about the character ever again, that was a phase. That was not me actually liking the character. But now I'm stuck with every Harley Quinn trade paperback from Rebirth to, no, not even Rebirth, from all that new DC Infinite Frontier stuff, all the way to her literal first trade paperback from like the 90s. But yeah, like it was
any trade Harley Quinn paperbacks.
I will trade. Please take them. I have so many. I don't know where I even got them from. Um, but yeah, like so I was a bit worried when I got into Green Lantern because I got into Green Lantern at a very interesting time in my life, and it was when did I get to it? It was when I was working at a warehouse and I hated my job and it was boring. And I had just sort of started getting into Green Lantern, and I used to wear the ring everywhere, and I had a really nice metal one that was a bit low key and subtle, because like obviously you've seen me walk around like we're nerds, bro. I walk around with my Green Lantern ring all the time when I'm into Green Lantern,
Yeah.
um, and I still keep it in my bag every single day just in case. But uh, and like it was just a very strange time. Like things were changing, things were moving around, and I sort of like I got into Green Lantern at the same time things were changing so much, and I sort of saw him as like a bad luck sign. Like, oh, I associated Green Lantern with all this bad stuff happening at the time. So every time I thought about him, I was like, oh, feel uncomfortable. Like I'll keep thinking about like how I felt during that. And I was like, I don't like it. And then
Yeah.
I sort of like evolved a little bit, and I kept the character, and it sort of changed. Like I changed how I felt about him and the character, and as I read more and got more interested in it, and because he's such an underrated character. When the show comes out, people, I feel like I really wish I could go back in time to before I was a huge Green Lantern fan, and just to see how people treated him, like in the comment section on a random video, and if I agree or not. That's what I really want to know. Like, you know, when you see a comment and they go like, "Oh, Goku would wipe the floor with this character, this random character,"
Yeah.
and like the Green Lantern, for example, he probably would, but just for the sake of the argument, let's say Green Lantern would win, and like all the comments like, "Oh, this Green Lantern loser sucks. Everyone hates him." I really want to know what I would have thinked or thought before I was a fan. Like, would I have still agreed that he was cool, or am I only saying that now because I'm a fan?
Yeah.
I really, but yeah, and I sort of just changed what I felt about it, and then I've gotten into Green Lantern like 50 separate times, so I know that I'm definitely a fan of him. It was interesting too because you had read at that time, like when I was cosplaying Green Lantern and everything like that, you knew more about the character than I did still, and like you read way more than I did.
Yeah. Well, I read the Jeff Johns. I mean, I've read a bit of the Rebirth stuff and um some of the Jeff Johns stuff. Oh no, all of the Jeff Johns actually stuff. Um, but I think yeah, he's just such a cool character in terms of just kind of like just creating anything that you can imagine.
He
I think it's
really,
such
it's hard to make him boring.
yeah,
He can do anything. He can make anything. So like, if you make that character boring, that is because you're a terrible writer and you don't know what you're doing. But yeah, I
Jeff
really hope he
Johns
shows up
definitely
in the
knew what
show.
he was doing.
Oh yeah, he 100% does. I just really hope he shows up in the movie. I will lose my absolute shit. Because we haven't told us that name, but we should do like a Superman thing on
Don't
a
have to
movie,
ask me twice.
or like a little vlog instead of an episode. I think that sounds pretty cool.
I would like that. I mean, I'll be crying for the majority of it, but we can translate it.
I like the idea of that. That sounds pretty cool to me. Um,
Um, yeah,
but yeah,
well,
like yeah, you go, yeah.
well, James Gunn did say that this end credit scene isn't going to be a world building one, so it's not going to be linked to Batman or the Justice League or like even
Yeah.
the next Superman. It will lead on to I think the next project they have set up for their universe. So it's either going to be something to do with Supergirl, or
Which I think is also extremely likely.
I feel like it is too.
I feel like
If
that's
it
way
is,
more
I would
likely
love to
than
see Lobo.
if, yeah. Who was that? In the trailer, there's that guy with heat vision. Is that the
It's
Ultraman
not
character?
Lobo. It is the Ultraman character. It looks so much like Lobo.
I know, because I saw the long hair and I'm like, what? I'm like, when does this guy have laser vision?
Um, I will just say quickly now, I did end up rushing Calgar um, on his base, and here is his
He's
final product.
Oh, I was about to say, I got worried that you were going to say and I messed it up and I got to buy a new one.
No, there's the
Yeah,
rocks
that
there.
looks nice. Just a little bit of green just like makes it look so much better. Adds so much like color to it and depth.
I put a little bush at the back. I might put another little rock there, but I thought
Yeah.
I'd put some rock one by the bush.
Yeah, these are really starting to stand out now. These are looking really good.
Yeah,
Good job, brother.
thank you very much. But that's what I mean, like that base. I'm like, I've done that. I've made that, you know? Like, I'm
Yeah,
really proud of
and I'm
myself
very
for doing
jealous. It
that.
looks very good.
Well, it's very simple. Like, it's really just me just cutting up some rocks and then super gluing it. That's it.
But yeah, I reckon next couple of weeks I'm gonna start trying my hand at making some dioramas for the Gunpla. Like
Yeah,
I
that's,
think
yeah.
do a forest. I think you know what might be cool actually is doing kind of like a dusty gray area for having like a moon
Oh, that would be
or an
cool.
asteroid, and you can kind of imagine that they're fighting in space maybe.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. Comes up. Okay.
So essentially, what I'm doing, I will just explain. So you get these because some of these pieces are huge. I
Yeah,
mean,
let's have a
look.
look. So is that farm?
Yeah, it's just like foam. So what I've been doing is just get my little clippers and just kind of cutting little bits off. You know, just creating little.
So let's have a
You
look.
know, so you see how I've just stuck a tiny one on the back of his cape here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do another little one as well. I like it here. See all that mud's dried up, so it's all like muddy on his cape,
Yeah, that looks really cool.
and then here on his boot.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's really. I can't wait to see that in person. It's gonna look amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait to do it. I might maybe I'll leave it. Um, I might do one tiny little rock on Calgar, and then that will be his base completely done. I think this rock that I've just picked up is perfect. I'm really glad I got all this basing stuff today because I'm having a
Yeah, I'm a
blast with
bit
it.
like I would have loved to have done it, but like I just really don't think I had enough stuff. Like I'd probably have to go to that craft store and do some other stuff and actually research it and have some idea of what I'm doing before just wasting my money on something I don't actually know what I'm doing.
I think that's maybe the real fun in a Gunpla way with that is like you could do anything with that. Like the desert, the city, the moon. I think that's all
Yeah.
super cool.
I'm kind of getting sick and tired of hangar bays everywhere, which look cool. I mean, I own one as well, and I'll probably buy another one at some point. But that's like all you see. Like, give us something cool. Like, like I love it when they're fighting in weird places, like the forest, or I think my favorite probably has to be like cities, and you have destroyed buildings everywhere, and that looks so cool. But
You'd be able to do
I'm not.
that.
You'd have to definitely 3D print it. I have
Oh, the
not
buildings
seen.
for sure.
I haven't like the only ones that I've seen are ridiculously expensive for no reason at all.
Really?
Yeah, I just don't know why. Like you're paying $40 for one building that's not even painted and looks like crap. I don't know. I don't understand the logic. But whatever, whatever.
Whatever, dude.
But yeah, that's what I'd love to do at some point. Like having a mini shelf and getting like two Zagus and getting Grandpa down there and having him beating the shit out of him, or having them beat the shit out of him. But yeah, I love Zaku's. I want to get a couple more if I can. Don't know where I got the one I did. He was a tricky build because he's very flimsy. Like you,
Disaster.
yeah. Oh, look at this warping, bro. This is supposed to be straight.
Whoa.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, you can see it's not crazy, but I thought it creates a little bit of aesthetic, little rocks at the back there.
Yeah, just bring a bit more
Or
life to it. It looks
Extremely
good, bro.
happy.
Yeah, that looks
Extremely
really good.
happy with that.
What are you doing if I walk over there and just put it right in my mouth and eat it? Swallow it whole. What would you
It would
actually do?
be. I mean, I'd have to call the hospital because there is super glue, acrylic paint. There's two different types of glue, foam.
It's like a little death capsule.
You would become a death guard with the amount of disease you would gain from that, bro.
I'm sure one you could get away with. Surely.
Plastic.
How many miniatures do you think you could eat before you keel over and die?
What, fully painted?
Yeah, fully painted, fully glued up, everything.
I mean, one.
I feel like I could survive one.
No, you would. Listen to this. It says, what does it say? Because this is the glue I use, the extra cement glue. And it literally says here, extremely flammable. That like contains, they literally like if you inhale it, they literally tell you to go outside because they're like you can get sick just from inhaling it.
Alright, I'm asking ChatGPT. The first thing it said is you shouldn't eat any Warhammer miniatures, painted or unpainted, glued or not. Here's why. And then I said,
Well,
shut
that-
up, just tell me. It said
That's
realistically.
also a meme in the community. If it's
Oh,
like,
just yeah, eat it one.
oh, that miniature just killed my chapter master.
Realistically, eating even one painted and glued Warhammer could cause serious harm, but if you're looking for a number 3 to 5 miniatures, might be enough to cause toxic effects and internal blockages in the brain. 10 plus could likely be fatal without immediate medical intervention. So you might be able to eat 10 before you die, which is what I thought. Like you could, well, I mean, you could probably sit there and eat 50. You know what I mean? But you'd still
Yeah.
die. But because you'd have to wait for like the effects of the glue that you've inhaled and all the paint to like start shutting your brain down. Alright, this piece is coming along very nicely as well. Oh, A8. Wait. E216.
Let's get to painting. Oh, I wanted that yellow.
Here we go. I'm interested. Avcon's coming up soon, and they're having that Gunpla competition. I will not be submitting my work, but I will be in attendance and watching.
Well, I mean, even if you'll learn a lot, you'll see a lot of their
yeah.
models. You'll be
I'd
"Oh, I
like
can do
I'd
that
like
with mine."
to like meet a couple people in the hobby and get to know some people, because it's a very like it's not really like Warhammer, because like at the end of the day that's a game that you play with other people, so like you can connect. Like you walk into the store and you start talking to people about Warhammer, and like you can connect. You look, obviously you can do that with Gundam too, like the store workers and stuff. And I mean I was talking to that guy and he was talking about how he was interested in it. He walked up and started talking to us. Remember that at the store? And that was because of Gundam, like because we were talking about it. But like obviously, we're in our room and we're building. We're not really talking to other people in the hobby while we're doing it. It's a very solo thing. So I'd love to go to the club, like the competition, because it's hosted by Gundam Club Australia. And I'd love to just come out and meet some people out there that also build it and see what they got.
You can always ask them, but like, hey, look, I want to get into painting. What's the best
Yeah, those guys would know
advice?
too.
Like, how do I? What's the best approach to painting? Do I use paint? Do I use textures? Do I do this? Like,
Yeah,
they're the guys you want. I mean, because it's the same Warhammer. Like, I'm always talking to the guys at Warhammer. Like, how do I do this? How do I, like, what's the best way to do this?
How bad would you like to work there?
I'm desperate. I spoke to one of them, and I said to him, like, what do you do? Like, what do you do? Like, and he goes, if we're not serving customers, he goes, we're just working on projects. Like, damn.
Yeah,
You're
come
just
on.
sitting there.
They're getting paid to paint Warhammer, and
Dude,
just that's. I wonder how much they must get. Like, because it's a niche thing, you know what I mean? What we both do is a niche thing. So I wonder, like, they must just have a very loyal. And it makes sense, like in New York or whatever. I'd understand because, like, You get all the hobbies there. But
Yeah.
like we're in Adelaide, of all places, um, which doesn't ha like have a huge Warhammer scene, but you still have so many people that do it here, and we have multiple shops just dedicated to it, which goes to show you how
Yeah.
popular that it's getting. Um,
But yeah,
but
just like imagine like, bro, I dream of it. Like imagine just getting up to work and just like doing your hobby for a job. I'm like Jesus
yeah,
Christ. It's like we say it all
that's
the time in the comic book shop when we go in. It's like imagine just like working with comics all day.
yeah. I'm sure like at some point like it would kind of the glasses would fade off, like the rose tinted glasses, and it'd be like, okay, this is work now. It's not as just as fun as I thought it would be. But like
I
I'm sure
I
it would still be fun though. Like
I
you're
think
working
I
with
think it would be
comic books
extremely
every day.
fun because you you're passionate about what you sell,
Yeah. I'm sure
and
you'd have some like bad days, but like who doesn't
of
have a bad
course
day at work sometimes? Like that just happens sometimes.
it's all part of business as well. I
Yeah,
guess.
exactly. You might have a day where just like, stuff not coming in, or it's just like stock wise or something. But like, you know, you'd feel better, right? Like you look around and you see all your favorite comic books and you get to have them first. Like,
Exactly.
oh my God. Tiny piece. I've almost finished the second leg. This oh my God. It's so small.
That's drawn off really quickly, surprisingly. I remember reading online. I'm like, oh, it takes 24 hours. I'm like, damn, this is dried insanely quickly.
Is it already dry?
Yeah, like it's. You saw it before. It looked very muddy.
Now it's a bit flatter, is it?
Yeah. You can like you can paint over it. You can paint it grey or whatever. Like that's kind of the point of it. But I think having just that natural mud
Yeah.
look is better. Um,
What?
so that's just gonna. What we're doing now is we're gonna shading. Well, I was thinking we should maybe wrap things up pretty soon because I think
Yeah. Once I put this leg together, I think it's a good place for me to. I can't get the thing in the hole. Why?
that's what she said.
I know. That's what your mom said. All right, here we go. Both legs complete. I'm feeling really good about this kit so far. I know people say like it's over time that's when the problems come in. I'm not even got at the camera, but like these legs are looking pretty cool to me.
Oh, they look very cool.
I look at all the moving pieces, and this is the first real grade ever done. Like this was the first, so it invented the whole wheel. But yeah, I don't know. I heard some people online saying that they glued their real like this thing together. They put him in a pose and they glued him so that he would stay in it forever. So I'm like, okay, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I feel like maybe people are hating on it too much, but I also have not finished building it, so I can't really say anything. Where is B? I think I might build the waist before I shut down though, just so I have a way to connect the two pieces to leave
Yeah.
it at. And it's just shy of a page. So it should be a fairly quick one. It's not very complicated.
There's little. Yes, you can see there. I've just shaded. I've done little. These little flies that are
Oh,
coming out of his
that look nice.
top little thing. Shaded it a nice blue. I mean, that's what it looks like on the box. So just following
Yeah.
what the box colors in the box.
Do you always go by the box, or do you sometimes just?
I go by the box, but sometimes if I look at it and I go, I don't really like that color on that thing, I
Yeah.
change it. But I just go by the box because to me that's what the raw
Yeah.
colors are. So I like to just go by that.
Yeah, that makes sense. But of course, you can do your own stuff and put this thing on that thing and change it around and whatever.
Oh yeah, I've seen so many people do um kind of black ultramarines and like people just do their own thing, which is fun. Which is kind of the whole point, I guess, in a way. You're not supposed to look at it as like it's supposed to look like that. It's kind of like this is just a rough
It
outline of.
can look like that.
Yeah, it can look like that, and this is just kind of like. I will say there's another piece of advice I will give to someone going to Warhammer is when you look at the box, especially Warhammer, they'll have all their miniatures out on display, and you look at it and you go, mine will never look like that. Keep in mind, they're painted by people who've been painting for maybe 10 plus years,
Yeah,
and obviously and they're hired by the company, so
you
when
got
you
to be
start
good.
war, yeah, but when you start, just kind of use the box art or use the miniatures they have in their shop as a guideline. It's just like, okay, this piece of the shoulder pad is supposed to be gold, or this piece of the chest plate is black. Don't be like it has to have because they put like so many edge highlight, they blend colors, they dry brush. It's like they put a lot more effort
Yeah,
because they know they can. But if you're starting out, just paint it gold, go to the next bit, and then gradually move your way up.
yeah,
And because I'm at that point now where I'm learning color blending different colors to get a certain contrast and things like
yeah.
that. And it's all a learning experience. I'm still not very good at it, but I know, like we said before, it's like, whoa, it looked better than my last one. So
Would you, what like skill level would you call yourself? Like you're not a beginner anymore,
I would say
but
I'm a. What's the one? It's like I would say I'm between. If you do it like beginner, I'm definitely between medium and hard, like that rough.
yeah, okay.
Like I'm not anything crazy, but also I'm like I know like I think my models look good. But if you had someone that has been painting for like 30 years, they can go, oh,
Yeah,
this doesn't
of
look right.
course. Yeah.
That's not right. That's not. That needs to be that. That needs to be that. So, but I like to say like, because I do it like I really do this every day. Like I'm always painting something.
Yeah.
Like this is maybe the best hobby I've ever done. Like I
Well,
think I love reading comic books, but I think genuinely this is my favorite hobby. Like to do anyways. I
yeah.
think doing stuff like this, I love doing it more than reading. I still
Oh,
love reading, um, as an activity rather than like the thought of it. I'm always gonna like comic books is my favorite thing of all. I think I love comic books more than my own mum. You know what I mean? Like,
cool. Yeah. Hope
you
your
know what
mom's
I
not
mean? But
watching.
it's like comic books. Comic books are everything, but in terms of the activity of it, right? Painting Warhammer is just fun because you're putting the hours in. You're proud of something you put out, and
And you're getting something out of it too. Like you're getting a nice mini for you, and when I finish, I'm getting a nice action figure on the shelf. It's like you're
exactly
getting a
right. So
reward. Like
exactly right.
you bought this thing, but you have to unlock it still.
Yeah. And then you can walk away and be like, I did that. I made that. And don't take it seriously. That's another thing. Don't be like it has to be perfect.
Yeah, that still trips me up. Like
Yeah,
even now,
I'm the
I'll look
same.
at yeah. I think that's probably the standard for people in our hobby. Like everyone's a perfectionist, everyone wants to be better, but you got to take baby steps, or you're just gonna. I find what happens to me is I'll build a kit, like a really expensive one, and I'll actually do really good, but compared to some other people that like paint the entire thing and do all this and are using a better marker than me, or they did all the decals, so this looks better.
Yeah.
I'll end up just like burning myself out on the hobby, and then I won't want to do it anymore. And that's when I stop. Like, I'll build 3 kits back to back to back, and it'll just be building every day. And since I'm at my desk, everything's here and I can't quickly get rid of everything, or just I can't just get up and leave it. I have to actually pack everything up and put everything back. So like if I want to play a game, I'm like, well, I can't really play a game because I've got to finish building this. So I just force
Yeah.
myself to keep building it, and then I'm bored of it. I no longer want to build it anymore. But I'm forcing myself to do it just to do it. And then I can end up burning myself out and kind of ruining it for myself. So I have to,
Yeah,
I have
that's
to be
right.
very careful.
Yeah, that's like the thing. I guess in a way, it's like never compare yourself to others because then when you only compare it to yourself, you're always going to be looking forward to the next model, the next
Yeah,
model kit. Because I get like that. Like I'll look at people on Reddit and I'm like, bro, I suck. I was like, I'm not doing this for a while. I was like, I suck. My models
yeah,
look like shit. But if I just purely look at my work, I was like, dude, I can't wait to paint the next model because I can improve on this.
yeah.
And I can't wait to try this out.
And I think something important to say is also sometimes you'll, build something or paint something or do something, and then you'll do it again, and it would actually be worse than the one you just did before.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you've like lost skill. It just happens sometimes. Like sometimes you're just not. There's other factors that compare and change it. So, like I've had that before when I'm like, oh, this one did really good, so why did I do bad on this one? But it's just like, well, you just weren't feeling it that day, so don't worry about it.
I think that's also an important step for me. Like for Warhammer, I think if you're painting something and you're like, this isn't how I want it to look, just get up and walk away. Because the more
Yeah,
you go at it, you're just gonna ruin it. I get like that. I'll paint a model and I'm like, bro, this sucks. This isn't what I'm wanting it to be. I'm like, I've just got to get up and walk away, do something else, and just think about a plan and a strategy to go into it
yeah.
before I go on to the next model.
What piece goes next? That one. I also never really noticed this until I built a lot, but like he wears a skirt, pretty much. They all wear skirts, all Gundams.
Really?
Yeah, like what can I grab? This is not even a real model kit, but like they all have like this skirt piece that just goes around and flaps around. I never really thought about it, but they all have that. And the Zaku straight up have actual skirts that look like real skirts, but like you don't really notice it for some reason. It's so strange. I don't think it looks bad. It's just like an interesting little tidbit. I think you'd look good in a skirt.
Yeah. I might paint this gun and then I might, because it doesn't really matter what I do with it, but I might base this model that I'm currently working on.
Base it on what?
No, like base,
No,
like
no,
base.
no, no. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
I might play around with some of the grass that I brought.
Yeah.
Is that I'm gonna use? I think I'm just gonna. I've got some craft glue. I think I'm just gonna use that. Um, Get his little gun on his arm done. Let's just let's just move this aside. Let's use some of this grass.
Oops. Oh, put it on backwards again. It's the problem with doing four of the same thing, but all of the each of them is slightly different, specific to each one. There we go. All right, now we're cooking.
Little
finally. Okay.
We're just using craft glue. Standard craft glue. Something easy to spread around on the base.
Yeah. For the attaching the little thingies.
Yeah, because I'm going to be using the grass.
This is your first time doing all this, right?
Yeah,
How are you finding it all?
extremely fun. I think
Easier
it
than you thought,
really
or you thought it was
much
gonna be?
easier.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was going to be something that I was maybe going to pull my hair out a little bit, I think, but it really is that thing of like, it's weird because anything else, I would be so nervous I'm not going to do it. But for some reason, doing something like this, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to do it. So I think it really is
Yeah.
that life
Building that
lesson of just,
confidence.
yeah, just like, just do it. Like, whatever it is you want to do, just do it.
Bro was in a Nike ad.
You know,
Oh.
what
Oh,
are,
that's supposed to happen. Thank God.
what are we losing here, fellas? I guess just look at us in this YouTube thing. It's like, look at us playing Warhammer. What are we losing exactly?
Nothing, bro.
Exactly. You're not losing anything at all. If you're doing something you love, I remember a quote that stuck with me for a while. Came from a wrestler, and when he was like, "I want to be a wrestler," everybody's doubting him, and he goes, he sees a lot of people come in, try to be a wrestler, and give up. It's kind of like, well, I'm gonna have to concentrate here.
Yeah, gotta look in real quick.
Yeah.
What's he doing? Nice shot of the hand right here.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
What are you working on? What are you doing? What are you looking in for?
The grass.
Oh, of course.
Just spreading this, trying to get this grass evenly spread out. So I'm just using craft glue because craft glue is something that I can spread across the base
Yeah.
and kind of rather than super glue, it's like a bit riskier.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Bro, I thought one of the pieces fell. This is a small piece right here. Um,
Well, I continue with
A14.
that. I'm gonna clean up some of my bench because there's pots of paint fucking everywhere, and I have
Yeah,
no
like
room.
what happens is when I'm building, like there'll be so many nub marks and I forget to swipe them off and they'll just build up and build up. D135. Oh, okay, this is interesting. Remember how I said earlier that the small guys don't come with figures? That
Yeah.
was a lie.
Okay.
He has came with one.
Oh, really? Let's have a look at him.
He is going to be a small boy. I wonder if you think you could paint him. So
Let's have a
let me
look at
get
him.
that Warhammer Mini for size comparison. So here you go, your average Warhammer Mini, and this is the pilot.
Yeah. Nah.
Look how
You could paint that.
small he is, bro. Look at that. Tiny, bro. They've never. This is the first. Oh my god, he's so small. It's almost as small as you, bro.
Hilarious, bro.
Hilarious. It's insane that like he still has really good sculpting at this level. Like you can see his belt. He's he's got a little. You can't really see it. He's got his little helmet. He's holding his helmet. That is really cool.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, jeez.
How do they even make stuff this small? Like, how do you model something like that? I have no idea. Anyway.
Spread that glue out.
You know, I'm glad I bought this one and that we're doing this for the pod because I had a bad feeling that I was not going to make this one for a while.
Oh,
So
really?
I've been like turned away from like, oh, you're wasting money. Oh, it's terrible. You know. And I was like, oh well, I don't have to build it. Like I can just keep it in my backlog forever. But like now I'm building it and like I'm actually enjoying it so far. And that's all that matters really. So here's hoping it holds up. But yeah, so far I'm having a good time. So I'm quite excited to see how it turns out actually, especially for a kid that's 16 years old. Is it? Wait, no. When was 2010?
15 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
No, it wasn't. No, it's not. It's 10 years ago.
I keep. What? 2010.
Wait, 2015 or 2010?
2010.
Oh, 2010, 15 years ago.
Yeah. Bro, I keep thinking it's 2026. The kids at work, they're like, oh, I started writing the year as 2026. And I've been doing it non-stop for the whole week. I don't know why I'm like this, but like I'll write 06, 06, 26. But, oh, what the hell? What is, oh, okay. Oops. Oh my god. Oh, right, my luck is insane. I've just been dropping all these pieces and finding them straight away. Putting it together. Oh no, this is so big. I love these moments of silence where we're clearly both very locked in on whatever it is.
Yeah, just doing this grass thing. Right, at one moment, I've been doing this grass, completely forgot we were doing a podcast.
Yeah.
I was so locked in doing
Thank
this.
God you're playing music, otherwise it's gonna be awkward. Some moments of silence where we're just sitting there not talking.
I know.
Alright, there we go. Bit of a nibble here. This is... What the hell? This is just strange, bro. This is just strange. Oh wait, maybe I've got them wrong. No, I've got that piece. This is just so straight. I need to use my little thing. Oh my god. Oh,
You right there, right?
yes. It's just when you're working with stuff that's so small, It's like my hands aren't small. I don't have tiny person hands. Sometimes I wonder how I'm even able to do this. And your hands are way bigger than mine, and you're working with way smaller stuff.
Well, that's what your mum said.
Oh! You know who else's mom said that? My mom. What the hell? Oh, stay on. Don't you dare move. Oh! Bro, they've done this in such a brain dead way. I don't know what. Your boy needs to bust the tweezers out for this one. Okay. Like, I'm trying to show the audience what I'm doing here. So small time, see, I need to connect these two pieces and then put it inside this piece. In there. Better jump through the camera. Beach, yeah, you better. Oh my god. Oh my days. I feel like there were better ways to make this piece. Well, I say that they actually have made it better, so that makes sense. This is such a stupid way. Like you have to oh. Okay. You're connected. Oh my
Right, Twiggy?
bro. I don't what why is it I don't Let's do this too. You'll get like random moments of rage in every kick. There will just be something that oh I just did it. Oh my god.
Oh, trust me, I get that all the time. Gluing together can be such a stressful process, like building.
Yeah. It's like sometimes things just don't want to connect, and they don't want to do this, and they don't want to do that. Okay, finally. That's what it's supposed to look like, yes. The little V. For some reason, they made everything connect to the yellow V. What they usually do now is it's a solid red piece now, and then you just put the yellow fin on. That's what they do now. But for some reason, they do it the complete opposite way, which makes no sense at all. Why would you do that? Now that is definitely a stupid thing. That's like the first super stupid thing I've seen. How does that go? Okay. A6. I guess I'll need A5 at some point, yes. My brain's ready to shut off.
Same with mine.
Thank God it's the weekend, bro.
Tell me about it.
Get this bad boy done tomorrow. Get some stickers on there. Put them on the shelf. It feels nice when I've completed all the stuff that I've needed to do with, Gunpla. It kind of annoys me having unfinished while it's just lying around.
I remember I said to you a while ago, I said to people on the episode, when you start a kit and you're like, oh, this is so fun, and then you realise you gotta go to bed because you either got work or school tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's the worst feeling in the world.
I just like and also sometimes you just physically can't stay awake anymore.
Oh no.
D136, E118, 18. I also find that when I start getting tired and I don't want to go to bed, I'll start like kind of rushing to get it done, and
Oh,
it's a
I'm like that.
really easy trap to fall into because obviously when you're rushing, you're not taking as much care. But I'm kind of getting to the point where I can rush and also still do it good, so not too stressed. Let's have a look. Clean up some of these nut marks. Actually, I think that's supposed to be there.
What?
Okay, strange piece they have there. A5. C19. Like, talking about the lazy thing, when you're cutting, you see
Yeah.
like how I've left, look at that huge nub that I've left on it. See right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's how far away you're supposed to cut from it. You're not supposed to cut like all the way off when it's still on the runner, because then you'll stress out the plastic too much. But like when I'm rushing, I just don't give a damn, bro. I'll just cut it right up to the thing. I'll stress out that plastic. And I found a good technique is hopefully you don't have hopefully you don't cut your nails, but you can scratch away the nub marks and it goes away completely.
Yeah.
What the hell? Okay. C1314. Whoa, craps. 13 and 14. Oh god, they're small. Don't know what I'm expecting. This kit is a small kit, so of course the pieces are going to be even smaller. What are you painting right now?
Just finished this base here.
Oh, that is looking clean. Let's get a look
Put
close
a
up if we
little.
can. Yeah, that is looking nice.
There we go. Put a little rock there, bush. Put a little rock behind
That looks
him,
really
and
good.
yeah. The
Man,
grass is a bit of a pain. I think the one thing I have to do is if I'm going to do grass, I have to do without the model first. Get a nice layer of the grass,
yeah, okay, that makes
then do
sense.
the
Yeah.
model on top. But I'm pretty happy with the first attempt on grass.
It looks really good.
Really happy with that.
Yeah, you definitely should be. I can't wait until I start doing some of it now. Especially now that you said it's like a lot easier than you thought it was, and uh, it's really fun, and it looks good too, which is important as well.
Yeah, I think it brings For me, what I've just learnt doing it is use like these ones for these guys, for example. It's like it brings a bit of a story to the model a little
Yeah,
bit.
like where are they? What are they doing right now?
Yeah, exactly. You know, they're on a battlefield and things like that. Yeah, it brings a bit of a little story to life, which is cool.
Where do you imagine that he is right now? What do you think he's done?
It's probably shitting on someone.
Yeah,
Probably shitting, pissing on someone.
casual day.
There's a rock. Let's save all these little rocky parts.
But yeah, so what should I use as a base? Is it just like a piece of foam? If I need a large piece, like just a big piece of
You'll
styrofoam?
have to do some research on the base.
Because
Um,
when we saw those terrain pieces at the shop, they were all made out of foam, like styrofoam, that have been carved down.
you could do. Styrofoam would be a good one. You could. I know people use pork as one. I've seen people use pork, which is an interesting one, but I think it
Use
works.
use what?
Pork,
Pork?
yeah, like CORPORK.
Cork.
Yeah,
Yes. I just said pork, and I'm like, that's fucking a meat? That works, but whatever. But yeah, I'll be excited to start checking that out and finally trying my hand at that.
yeah. I want to do. What I was tempted to do when we were at tabletop was to buy those pre-made ones. You know, we saw those pre-made.
Yeah, I thought about it too, but I'm so glad that I didn't. They were expensive.
Yeah. And I was gonna get those snipers and have them like they're scouting the next target.
Yeah, that'd be super cool though. But like, I'm sure you could do it for cheaper now that you know what you're doing.
Oh yeah, I could definitely build that. I might grab another model. We'll be right back. I might beg someone else.
No worries, King. Let's have a little progress update. Here is the skirt area I was talking about before. Currently working on the sides. Yeah, oh my god, I'm so terrible at trying to figure out where the camera is. There we go. Looking pretty nifty. I don't really know why people are complaining so much. Like, again, I haven't even finished it. I'm not even halfway. So like, I can't really say much. And people say it degrades over time. So I'll have to check back in a month or so and see how the kit's held up. Which by then I'll probably have the 2.0 and have built that and have so much more. But I'm interested in seeing what all the negativity is about. But yeah, definitely gotta keep that in mind that it's an overtime thing, so it won't be.
I reckon I found the next best
Yeah.
model to
Let's have a
the
look. See.
base. I think this will be one that I know you'll love. This one. This little project I did.
Oh, the boys.
Yeah, if I base that, put some rocks and stuff on it.
You need to get like a skull as well, or like.
Why I have. Have I still got it? You say I still got it. Oh, I'm kicking myself if I don't have it. This one? Yeah, I have this.
Let's have a look.
It came with an old set. And I think it came with Calgary, I just never, let's fix this light up. Oh. Light was working out for a second. Tyranid head.
Oh, nice.
And it has a flat bottom, so it would just Kind of sits nicely there.
Yeah, that would be really cool to put on there. Just have them tearing through the Tyranids.
Yeah. But let's dirty these boys. What's that technical? Wait, we use this mud again.
All right. Final touches together. Cut off some nub marks. Oh, that's a big nub. Get sloppy. And then it goes on like that. And then this torso piece goes on like that. Yeah, super interesting way they've done it, but... Oh, you're supposed to put it on first, the legs on first. It's okay. Oh, Toby. Here we go. Toby and gang.
Oh, that looks very clean.
Oh, there we go. You can see the... So far, so good. Like, I'm not... He obviously has crazy articulation, so I'm like... I also don't really understand how they become floppy later. Like, I don't know why that is. Like, don't they just stay the same? I guess not, but...
What do you mean by floppy? Like, just loose?
They just say it gets loose over time. So, like, that's why you can only have him just, like, standing still. Because he won't hold any action poses. But, don't care. Where's Rick? Got so many nub marks, bro. I haven't cleaned once. I saw, oh, here we go. Like a little mini vacuum for the desk. I think it's going to be necessary.
I think so, especially if you're doing something like that, for sure.
Looking like a pretty easy build, though. Like, I reckon I can have this done in an hour and a half. But it's already 2 in the morning, so I'm not going to do that.
I know.
Jesus Christ, how'd that time pass?
Time passes quick when you're having fun.
I'm ready. I'm going to leave it there for today. With my little guy.
Yeah, I'm going to...
Legs and waist done.
I'm going to finish basing this bad boy. Paint for the rest of the day tomorrow. I don't know, boots. Look at my fingers, bro. where
Yeah.
you're
Oh,
getting
yeah.
in, you're getting in hardcore.
Oops. Oops. I'm already losing pieces. Yeah, it'll be very interesting building this one and then going and building the Mark II. Because it's the same
Yeah,
kit, essentially. It's the same thing. Just like slightly different and slightly better. But like the core concept of it is all the same, really. But this must have been revolutionary when it came out. Like such a small kit. 2010. Like, what was going on in 2010? All those Minecraft YouTubers were still YouTubing. Like, it's this is still better than some of the like real grades that are coming out now, I suppose. Design wise, at least, and complexity wise, with all the moving armor pieces and stuff. How's your base coming along?
getting there, getting there. It's looking pretty good. Might clean up the bottoms a bit,
What have you
but
got to do?
I've just put all the mud on
Yeah.
and then wait for that to dry, and then it'll be all the rocks and grass and all the fun stuff that comes with it. And you can see here a little bit on the cakes. I've done the same thing with some dirt, like on the front there. I've dirtied that up. Right, I reckon I might call that
Yeah.
a night. I reckon. I
We've
reckon.
been recording for a while, this one.
Yeah, but I'll just show off the work again.
Yeah, let's
So
have a look, see. What have we done today?
this is the
Oh, that one is very clean.
first base we've done today,
Yeah, I like that. That looks really nice.
and then the grass one, which I'm happy with. Again, I've learned my lessons to do it beforehand, but I'm happy
Yeah, of
with.
course. I mean, it looks really good still.
And I think my favorite one out of all of them is that I just really like how this one
Yeah, that one looks clean.
all turned out. I think the mud looks good, and I just like the way I placed the rocks and the
Yeah.
little bush in the corner. And I just think this little step here brings it out.
Yeah,
A bit.
just gives it a bit more variety
Yeah.
in terrain. Looks really nice.
Oh, here we go. Look at that. They can
Fight
in
each
the
other.
video.
Who would win? Calgar.
Cargo would smash them all.
Are they just normal dudes or they higher
They're
up?
like bodyguards, so they're strong, but
Oh, that's
Cargar's
right.
like
Yeah.
Cargar's. And then this, we've just done that. All that mud there.
Yeah, that looks cool. So
There
is
you
that,
go.
is that drying and it's gonna look like dirt, or is that gonna look like mud still?
It'll look like this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so like
Like
dirt,
how,
like kind of wet,
like-
wettish dirt.
yeah.
Very cool, bro. Very, very cool. And I can't wait to tackle it myself.
Yeah, I will say it is very easy to do. I thought it was going to be a bit more trickier, but I
Yeah.
think it was very easy.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty happy with what we got done today.
So am I. I'm very happy with
I feel like it's an extra step
tonight
in the
slash tomorrow
die.
mornings.
diorama world and model kit
Mm.
world. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's been a very chill episode today. Not much, just chill vibes, building, painting, talking. But next episode, what do we do next episode?
We'll
It's a
leave that as
mystery.
a surprise.
Mystery still. And it's not long until AvCon, and we'll be doing another
Well,
Comic Con one there.
July will be extremely busy.
July
We've got
will
Avcon,
be
Superman,
my birthday.
Fantastic Four, and Cooper's birthday.
Yay!
So very busy month of
That will be a
July.
busy month. That will be an insane month. That will be
Yeah.
non-stop. That will. I'm wondering if it will feel quick because of how much stuff there is, or if it feels like slow.
I
It's
think for
like,
me, it will feel insanely quick, like because of the Superman movie that will come out, and then it'll be like, it's out on DVD already. I'm like, what?
yeah. Are you gonna buy it on DVD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll buy the nice collector's edition, I reckon, of it.
Yeah, of course. I probably will too at some point. Just to own it, like a nice 4K steelbook.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll be doing the same.
All right. Should we wrap it
Alrighty.
up here?
Thank you very much, guys, for
Thanks for tuning in, guys. I
tuning
love
in
you
for the
guys.
episode.
I love you guys.
Thank you for listening to us yip and yap.
All right.
We really appreciate it, and we'll see you guys on the flip side.
Peace, guys.